What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GameOverGreggy show. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
Hey, everyone, I'm back.
Yeah, everybody missed you. A lot of people were like, "Oh, Aisha Tyler's cool, but she's no producer/seducer."
No, let's be 100% honest. She's way cooler than me.
About 1,000 times better than
any
all
given
of us.
day.
Did
you say producer?
Way sexier.
Well, when
way
I was doing
smarter,
the kid voice,
Way taller.
everything,
Way
really.
taller.
Yeah.
Like, I
Way
stood next to her at E3.
What are you, like a solid 5'7"?
I'm a good 5'8", thank you.
When the sun's shining and you're reaching
Thank
for
you
the
for
star.
that.
5'9" with
After
the
I've
beard.
done yoga, and Pilates, the fine art of
Yeah, that
Pilates.
shit's right.
Pilates.
The pure one, Tim Gettys.
Let him host.
Let him host, indeed. Pride of Long Island, Colin Moriarty.
Hello.
Hey, how are
Go
you?
Islanders. I'm good.
They're not. No, that's over now. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I know.
Are you already getting ready for it, gearing up?
I can't wait for hockey to start again. Just
The
ended.
great
not-
thing about hockey is
Just
that it
like
goes
2
on
seconds ago.
for fucking ever. So it's got to be starting up in a month.
It does
Yeah.
not go on longer than World Cup, as it turns out. Because
God,
World
don't
Cup
get me started on
apparently
World
goes
Cup.
on for like 19 months straight.
Yeah, you'll have like 2 birthdays by the time World Cup gets started and finished.
and then the United States still doesn't win.
We're looking
Yeah.
So it's
pretty
like,
good,
who cares?
man.
Where
We're
does
looking
Canada? Why is Canada never in the World Cup? Do we even have a team?
I don't know.
We
I was
do.
surprised. Someone was like,
We
"No,
have
we're
a
in."
team.
Someone was
and we
like,
just suck.
America's in contention. Like we might do something. And I was like, I'll believe when I see it.
They did win. I mean, I was at the bar and watched that game. It was very interesting.
Well, they beat Ghana, but Ghana. Let's not go into this. Sorry. Continue your introductions.
And the final one, a fifth guest.
A fifth guest.
The only one who sounds like a professional talker because he talks into mics all the
know.
Your
time.
dog in your lap.
No, not my dog. My
No,
lap.
no, no.
Dameon Clarke, everybody.
Hello. Let's applaud me.
If you're not familiar, handsome Jack in Borderlands. You're in Dragon Ball Z, but who watches that? I don't even know.
I think would be the right word. Dude.
Is that not going on? I don't
Okay,
know.
this is amazing.
No, watch as we go through his resume. It's amazing.
Okay.
Amazing.
I'm so excited for this.
He
right
actually stars in your life as you when
Good.
you're not
now. Oh man,
around.
I'm sure he's much better looking than me.
So
I
much
wanna,
better
I want
looking
to watch
than you.
that.
Have you seen his
version
hair?
of
Look at
my
his hair, for Christ's sake.
life. It's good hair.
good-looking hair.
It's great hair.
It's amazing.
Good looking hair. This is why we bring you. That's what the whole show's about. The whole show's about that.
Yeah, we can tell you about the pantsless section when everyone has to take their pants
It's
off.
gonna turn into a weird episode of Oz in here, which I'm okay with. Listen.
That's the
You're
weird
getting
episode.
Crazy. You're
Oh,
drinking
yeah.
Coke over
So much
there.
Coke.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Let's
Speaking
be
of which,
honest,
Colin,
it
can I
would,
have an old fashioned?
it would be closer to Orange is the New
Thank you
Black
for
than Oz,
bringing that
though.
up.
No problem.
Oz
You
is
want
like
one too?
tough guys.
Start with him,
I
Colin.
think
Start with him.
so.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what?
Bartender.
You want bourbon or rye?
Bourbon.
Okay, good choice.
I'm not
You're
wearing
not
a-
Greg.
I'm not
I
wearing
like the
a
rye.
tutu right now.
What is on? Aisha Tyler said the same thing. You're making
The
fun of
redheaded
rye.
We know you're
stepchild's
kind of a
old
daffodil.
fashions.
It's okay.
I'm kind of a daffodil. That's
Well,
right,
rye,
that's
it's
right.
because rye tastes like
Wait,
rye
can you do a
bread.
Manhattan or do we? No, you know what? No, old fashioned. Fuck it.
Okay.
No, let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
So
the more
what
I
else?
drink, the better.
You've been
the
on-
smoother this is gonna.
You've
go.
been on 24
24
Prison Break,
Prison Break, yeah.
and then this is pretty much.
Supernatural. Blah, 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 working on.
Why didn't you go to Smallville? You should have been on Smallville.
Yeah, I'd love to do small.
Well, it's
That's
over. Yeah, it's long over.
You guys had Michael Rosenbaum.
We did. He sat in that very chair.
He's a stud.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude.
Do you know him?
Never met him, but
Okay.
I'm a bit of a fan.
You
one
like him though. He
You're not allowed to say that, Nick. So we've had to cut all of that out.
I appreciate that.
Michael
I'm sorry,
Rosenbaum's
everyone.
a great dude.
I heard
love
he,
Michael
I heard he
Rosenbaum.
He's
drives
awesome.
an awesome van.
Yeah, he does. The party's van. He loves it.
Party van, loves it.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, the Game Over Greggy show is a weekly show where 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather around this table, each bringing a random topic of conversation to enjoy with you and each other. If you like that, there's a whole bunch of ways to get it. Every Friday, we post the full MP3 on GameOverGreggy.bandcamp.com for $1. If you say, you aren't worth the $1, we agree and
I
understand.
don't want that dollar.
You do want the dollar. That's what you're saying.
You need that dollar.
But no,
Keep
now
that dollar.
You definitely need that dollar.
Yeah,
you
no, we
keep
need
that
it.
dollar.
You've seen
If
the,
anyone needs the dollar,
you've seen the facilities we have
need
here.
the dollar.
That
This
pizza didn't
table
come
costs
free.
14 of those dollars.
And then,
Please
of
give us
course,
more.
if you don't want to pay for us, that's fine. Go over to youtube.com/GameOverGreggy. We put up every topic one by one as videos until the whole show's posted on Friday for free. Hooray! And there's also fun videos
I
over
feel
there.
really privileged to be one of the best friends now, guys.
Oh,
Yeah, you made it.
Thank you
You made it.
very
Small club.
much.
It's you
I
wanted
don't
us
know
to.
how it's gonna pan out for me, but I'm really jazzed.
Would you like to know a true story, Dameon Clarke?
Depends on if it's a good story.
It's
or
a
not.
good. It's gonna start in a bad place, but get to a good place.
I'm in.
All
Go.
right, so you're gonna come on the show. I'm very excited about it. I'm like, great, blah, blah. I mentioned this to another friend in the industry at E3, and he goes, I've heard that guy's a dick in real life.
Are you fucking serious?
I'm dead serious. And I'm like, what? No, like, no, that's gonna.
It's possible. I've said some shit to some people.
I'm
over
like,
the years, you know what I
that
mean?
can't be true. Like and I'm like, wow, I hope. Oh man, we may have made a mistake and blah blah. And then I was like, then I got all defensive, but I'm like, wait, no, because when I booked him, he's the only guest who has ever called me. Like your manager, right? I talked to him about you coming on the show, and then your manager gave my number to you, and you called me, and you were straight up like, hey, what's up, man? Good to talk to you. Yeah. And I was like, wait, there's no way this guy's a bad guy. And then since then you've been awesome on Twitter. I was like, no, I'm best friends with this guy, so I'm never talking to another guy in the industry. He doesn't know anything.
Fuck him.
He's spreading lies.
Can we put that guy on blast right now?
No, we cannot.
Can we put him on blast?
Because if we do that, we're just gonna bleep it as always.
Yeah, that's true.
Can we?
No! It was secondhand information. Now we get to report back and we get to end this. This is a smear campaign.
Well, even Megan at your office is like, I heard he's a real handful, which,
Well,
I mean, granted,
but that's a good thing.
I have been a fucking nightmare at this today, but I mean, hopefully in a
You've been in that
entertaining
yeah,
way.
in a fun, endearing, nightmarish way, like of just fun
That's
stuff.
the-
Sometimes you have nightmares and they're good.
It's true.
I don't know, do you? I don't know you do that actually. Also, one more plug. Go to districtlines.com/GameOverGreggy. Buy all our cool shirts. A lot of you have been doing that lately. Thank you so much. Yeah, the Tim shirt is actually almost up.
Yeah, the Hella shirt. I like that shirt.
Yeah.
You should buy it and look cool too.
Do I get a GameOverGreggy shirt?
Sure, we'll mail you one.
I want it.
You got to give me an address. We don't. This is the big. The people always think we have them in the house. We don't have the house. You've seen how much
use a
space we have in this
third
house. Yeah, districtlines.com/GameOverGreggy. They print them.
It's awesome.
We don't
You can
do
see
any
our
of that
faces
stuff.
on that site.
You can. You don't like that.
If you don't
photo.
know,
That's the worst
for those of
picture
you
of
who
us
have
that
never
exists.
the
actually
worst
seen a
photo
picture
of
of
us that exists.
As a unit, I think so.
Well, it's not even a real photo of us. It's
Well, I
like
know.
different photos.
It's
put
four
together.
really bad photos.
Four bad
They
photos
are
put
bad.
together.
Bad
And it's not the Photoshop job. It's that we just look like dingleberries
Oh yeah.
in every
all of
single
them.
photo.
A dingleberry?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it looks fine.
No one wants to look like a dingleberry.
I'm wearing an SEC shirt for some reason.
Of course you are.
Go Mizzou.
Go Mizzou. The old Mizzou. What are they again?
Is it? It's alright. Okay. Good.
Yeah, there
Stop
you
what
go.
you're
There
doing
you
and
go.
hit my
Yeah.
hand.
We have to do a video of us making these too.
Yeah,
People ask for the recipe. The recipe is in the first time we ever debuted the old fashioned.
Yeah.
we
Eric
never
Castro's
showed-
recipe.
I know. We'll put it in the description here if we
Let's
remember.
say the thing is, I don't think anyone could do it quite as perfectly as Colin does it.
Yeah.
This is what
Look
he
at
was
what
born
he
to
Such a
do.
science to this.
He is stirring it like a
like heating it up with a
16-year-old
Bunsen burner.
debutante, like brushes her hair. Like 100 times to the right.
I was gonna say
100 times to the
he
left.
goes around so much that it starts to become a syrup.
It's like frothy.
He exactly.
You gotta mix it.
exactly.
I learned that. It's so at this place, Hard Water that I
Yeah.
go to. I think we talked about this, right?
You've
They
talked
mix it
about
with the ice, and I want to start doing that because I think it's a more thorough way. I'm going there with Eric Castro on Friday.
Eric Castro, shout out everybody. Go to Polite Provision, San Diego.
We will be doing. Are we doing that at Comic Con?
Yeah, we're doing that.
We got a night like we do
And
like
then you
Thursday
mix
night
it.
when nothing's
Sure,
going on.
whatever. I don't
so
care.
that doesn't-
Cool.
We'll do whenever we do.
I like that.
All right.
Is it all right?
No, dude, it's delicious. I love the fancy ice cube, too.
We have a lot of people to go through, a lot of topics
Ooh,
to
a lot
do.
of topics to talk about.
Let's start with Nick. Nick, we usually put you towards the end because usually you're a train wreck.
Yeah.
But let's put you towards the front.
I think it's smarter to put me toward the front now. Just give my last track record so we can just bleep the entire segment out. And then
Was that the last
I don't
topic you
think
did?
no, it wasn't the last one. I think there was one before that, but that was.
And that wasn't even your topic. It was just that you were so
No.
quick
I
to
was
start
just-
drawing on it.
Sometimes the old brain doesn't hit the old filter before it comes out. Dameon knows what I'm talking about.
Like,
Yeah, I
like
learned
earlier
that
in the
quick.
show when you
learned that
totally
really
slandered
quick,
Michael
yeah.
Rosenbaum for no
I
reason.
did not slander Michael Rosenbaum. I love Michael Rosenbaum. He's badass. So my topic actually comes from Twitter. Remember, guys, if you have cool topics like this and you guys are doing amazingly, please follow me on Twitter, Nick_Scarpino. And for the love of God, leave the other Nick Scarpino alone.
They're ragging on him?
No, they're literally including him in the conversation now.
Yeah.
They're like, Nix, what do you think of this?
I see that all the time. Yeah.
Does he ever tweet back?
He does. He was like, he actually responds. He's a nice guy.
Does he
That's
watch
all.
the show, you think? Has he ever
don't-
watched one of these
I
shows?
don't-
I guarantee
watched-
he's
watched the
watched
show.
at least like a minute of one of the shows before.
Oh,
Everybody
probably.
tweet this.
Please
at
don't.
Nick
Don't tweet it.
Scarpino. Not Nick_Scarpino, because that's him.
The baby's yours.
Don't tweet at him. He's a really nice guy. Please
Cheers,
leave him out of this
everybody.
madness.
Connor, you gonna drink something?
Dude, you need
Yeah.
to drink before we do
Well,
cheers.
Colin,
doesn't-
pour me a
he never
little-
does it.
I'll have a little one.
Oh, now
Before
you're
we
gonna
cheers.
Wait,
now.
you want an old fashioned?
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
you
well,
don't
here we
drink?
go.
I mean, you're just like this all the time. I thought you were completely hammered.
Oh no, I'm hammered already.
Producer
that's
slash
what I thought.
seducer.
I woke up this morning and just threw the day
Hit it.
away.
Here's
Hard,
something
yeah.
I was thinking the other day.
Yeah.
A lot of people on the
got on here? You got
what's
a little
happening?
feather on
Oh, I
your
thought you were
thing.
coming from my face.
No, I'm not coming
A
from
lot
your
of people
face.
on the
It's
YouTube,
your moneymaker.
You know, they call their fans and their viewers and their watchers stuff.
Yeah.
What if we start trying to get scumbags to take off?
No,
You're
no
a
one,
Game Over Greggy scumbag.
No one wants to be called a scumbag.
You're really harping
Or
on this.
a
I love
badass
scumbags.
or any of
I
that
think we
stuff.
should be calling them scumbags.
We need to call our fans something cool, like Nighthawks, or like the Wolverines.
Alfredo
No,
got the goats. That's what he got going on.
Goats is
Greatest
of all time.
The
The
greatest
goats
of
is
all
good.
time. You got the goat herd. Join the
really
herd.
good.
That's really
good. See,
Well-
my scumbags could be like that.
No one wants to be called scumbags. No
I'm
one
a
wants to
Game
wear
Over
shirt that
Greggy
says,
scumbag.
I'm a scumbag.
The happy,
And it's
happy
Would you
dance
wear a
team?
shirt that says
You do
you're
know what a
Better
scumbag
than
is, right?
scumbags.
You know the definition of a scumbag?
No, I have no idea what a scumbag is.
He's
What's
our
the definition
scumbag.
of a scumbag?
Well, the
Yeah,
original
he's definitely
scumbag
a
was a
scumbag.
term for a used condom. Used condom.
Thank you.
Couldn't get that word out because
That,
it's late.
that didn't last very long.
So on to my topic tonight, which came from Twitter. No, not scumbags. From Maverick Dark Haven says,
That's good.
"Hey Nick, what would you rename the Earth if we made first contact with aliens and they said the name was already taken?" So if
So
aliens,
this is like an AOL thing where it's like you try to sign in to get the screen name and they're just like, no.
right?
What's
No,
that?
no, like
Would
they-
you like Earth
That
294?
domain is
to put it
taken.
to put it in terms that I can understand? The Vulcans come to Earth. We've hit warp capacity, and they're like, the human beings, we need to go say what's up to these guys and give them some tech. And they come and they're like, thank you so much for having us to your planet. What's it called? And we say, well, it's called Planet Earth. And they're like, yeah, no, that you guys have to pick
We already
another
got
name. That's
one. The
already taken.
Intergalactic Federation of Planets already has an Earth.
Already has an Earth.
And we want you to join, and you'll get all this cool tech
Yeah,
and stuff.
you
You
get all
guys
some
need a
cool
new
stuff.
name.
Are they
So what
holding
do we-
like a laser gun to your head saying you got 30 seconds to
Damn.
figure out what? Because right now that's what you're asking us to do is come
No.
up with a long-term
No, let's
name
just say
for
this.
our planet. I need months to figure this
I think
out.
maybe they
I
just
need
want
like
to
write
start.
down. It's like coming up with a baby name.
Jasper.
Jasper.
We're gonna call it Jasper.
We're gonna call it
That was
Kevin.
the first
Planet
thing that
Jasper.
came to mind. Planet Jasper. It totally represents everything we're about. The whole land-sea ratio thing. Jasper.
Why does Jasper
What the
represent?
fuck does that mean?
I actually don't hate it.
Oh, it works.
I actually don't hate it.
How does it represent land
I was
and
going with
sea?
Kevin.
Jasperidian.
Planet Kevin.
What you are now,
Jasperini
Greg?
doesn't
Deal
sound that
with it.
bad. This reminds me of a story I heard today at lunch about a certain voice actor's hometown being the most unimaginative name for a hometown I'd ever heard of.
Name ever.
Where did you grow up?
In a heavily wooded area. Well, I'm gonna give you the clues and you come up with the name.
I already know the answer, so
You
everybody else
already know
has to
the
guess.
answer. Okay, so I'm gonna. I grew up in a land that is heavily wooded.
Woodland?
Yeah.
Yeah, you tack
Was
an
it
S
hills?
on the end of it.
Woodlands?
Yeah, you're
That's
right.
what it
That's,
was.
now that and so Greg
Guess,
picked
guess
up on
what?
it.
Guess
and he
what?
was
Their,
like,
guess what their job was there.
oh, that's a good one too. Yeah.
Were you like
Lumberjacks.
lumberjacks?
Yep.
No shit. That's awesome.
Well,
I'm into that.
I'm not saying they're the most creative people in the world, but you know what? It made sense, and they went with it, and that's where I grew up. So you know what?
So I grew up in a
Wherever
place.
your hometown is so much
Glen
cooler.
Allen.
Well, his is you can't even pronounce his. It's like it sounds like when you're trying to say something real when you're drunk. And it
Glen
kinda,
Allen.
Glen Allen, Illinois. It doesn't make any sense. It's a tongue
It's like one
tire.
syllable.
Thank you, Colin. My hometown, truth be told, it's called Riverside, and there is no river.
God damn
And
it.
it's on the side of anything.
It's so upsetting.
There's
it's
a lot of
just a bunch
orange
of
groves,
lies.
though, so you'd think they would call it something like Orange
Orange side.
or Orange County or something
Orange
like that. No,
County,
it's
yeah.
Riverside.
A lot of that shit's already taken up, though.
Yeah, but I think
It's like the
that's
alien
true.
deal here. Someone
Right.
came and were like, what are
I
you going to
think
call it?
you're
And some guy's like, Riverside. It's like, why? I don't know.
It just popped into my head.
You're safe with Jasper, though.
Jasper.
No one's gonna. Though Jasper's
Planet
available.
Jasper.
Yeah, congratulations.
I think you guys are missing an amazing opportunity. Like when you find a star, you get to name the star after someone.
Oh.
I would definitely push for Planet Nick.
Planet Nick.
Because how hardcore would that be if it's like
That was
well,
a thing on Nickelodeon. In,
Was it?
In the 90s.
Now cheers, everybody.
Yeah, it was one
Cheers.
of the segments.
Sweet.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming out, everybody.
Either that or like Planet Breckenmeyer, because that guy has not gotten enough recognition for his career.
That should have been your
Is that the
topic.
guy from Road Trip?
Has Breckenmeyer gotten enough recognition for his career?
He's,
Dude, he's on Franklin
Suits.
and Bash.
Oh,
So
You're gonna
I
name
love
him
that.
after
Sorry.
him.
I love
Earth.
my
You're gonna name
Franklin
Earth
Bash.
after him. That's generous.
Yeah.
Greg. One name. I mean, again, and the aliens are not holding a laser to your head. They're like, we'll come back in a month. You guys can figure it out.
You got a
Just spitball around some ideas right now. Give us your top 5 ideas.
Well,
The
we already went
Great
through Uranus.
Blue Marble.
GBM. That's not bad. It's a good acronym. It's not terrible.
Why did you have an evil laugh after you said
Really?
Because I like that everybody would sit there real quick and like, okay, good, let us think, and then I just blurt that out and I ruin it for everybody on the planet.
Big white duck.
and then they just nuke the planet?
You're just looking at things right now and just saying whatever.
Table.
Really
you
hot
have
lamp.
some ideas.
I just, no, I mean,
Besides Nick.
I would just be Nick. It would Nick.
That's it.
100%.
Yeah.
Or Scarpino. Would
How
be an
are
awesome
other
name.
planets
Planet
named?
Scarpino.
Is it Colin? I assume you have some insight into this.
The gods.
Are planets named
Yeah,
after
they're
some shit?
Roman and Greek gods.
Okay.
Yeah, but what
Mars.
happened when they
Is
ran
Jasper a god?
They didn't run out. They
No,
were all named.
Jasper's the name of a labradoodle.
Mercury was the messenger of the gods, so he's fast, and Mercury goes around the sun quickly, so they named it Mercury because it had a quick orbit.
So
Mars was the god of war, and it's red, and that's what they saw without.
So do we
telescopes,
need
so they named it
to
Mars.
do we need to go through the Rolodex of Roman mythology?
Sure, we could do that.
I don't know.
Wonder
if I'm
Woman.
interested
Planet
in
Wonder
that.
Woman.
You guys are missing the
I'll
obvious
fall asleep
answers,
talking about that.
which is you can name it Gaia or Terra, which are like the other old names of Earth in antiquity.
Yeah, but I don't
So,
wanna
like,
name it
if
after
they're like
God
it's
of War
Earth, be like okay, Gaia, name it Gaia or Terra.
Okay.
You know, like that.
I like Terra. I dated a girl named Terra.
What about
once.
Nightwing?
Terra.
Yeah, let's call it Nightwing.
Nightwing. Planet Nightwing.
Cindy.
Cindy?
I dated a Cindy. We call
Like,
it.
who's it? Yeah,
Cindy.
who's
Was it a Y
Was
or
she
an
your
I
world?
at the end?
Usually, it started off with like a "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage."
Cindy?
You could call the planet that.
What do we have to throw? We have to throw
It's a
ones
hell
to the
of a-
planet every time it comes around us. Or do we really believe that the planet is going to like nursing school?
Long name. So, what planet do you live on again? It's really a long name.
Super long.
Max.
Cindy.
The other answer is we could just say the planet's name is Earth. If you don't like it, we have no interest in being part of your organization.
See, you're not negotiating this because Colin, I love you. You will mess this up. But you're like, no, I don't know. We're not gonna. We will not negotiate.
They'll
with
send us
terrorists.
away.
You'll
They'll
call them
destroy the
terrorists.
orbit and fly us into the sun if I negotiate with them.
Yeah, that's bad. They'll Death Star the shit out of
I would
us.
say Terra or Gaia. That would be my answers. Sure. Oh my god. What is this guy
I
doing?
think the Russian just strangled.
Can you hear that? Did you hear that via
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
This is an old.
Can the viewing audience hear that?
I heard it, but
It
I
sounds
can't
like
tell.
a
These aren't
fucking
exactly.
velociraptor.
This is-
next door, just like eating a
is something
lamb or something.
Our old roommate Mike used to have this room, and he used to talk about that all the time. Is that he would try to play video games or watch a movie or have a girl over and just be.
Can you explain what it is?
No, we see that.
It's like a
Oh
hawking
no,
noise.
he's asking. Can you explain to the audience what it is?
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
hawking noise.
Yeah, the guy's like clearing his throat down there.
There's a bathroom like
There it is.
2 inches away from where we're doing.
Yeah, the
it.
Game
Yeah,
of
his
Greggy
skylight
Studios,
is
by the
right
way,
there.
are not exactly It's not exactly NBC. It's not 30 Rock up here.
No, it's our
Close.
spare bedroom.
He's got like TB or something. He's like a black lung thing going on. I'm not sure what's.
so okay.
I like that we invite guests, real jobs, actors and actresses. This guy's dying in the basement.
Seriously, should we call somebody? Do you think he's okay?
This is par for the course.
It's fine. He's fine.
I'm gonna do the right thing here by him. Anyway,
You walk over there soon. You're like at the mic.
So-
Like, you okay?
So we
What if
have
he bought this show too? He just
Jasper.
discovered it this way.
Jasper,
all right.
Yeah.
Terra Nova, or Terra
Terra
Prime.
Nova, yeah.
What was it?
Just terrible.
Terra. It was Terra or Mana. No,
Gaia.
Gaia. Cindy.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Cindy.
Cindy.
She's working hard for you guys. Show her you love her.
Don't forget tips,
Half price
Cindy.
drinks.
She's looking for tips and tips alone, guys.
We have an all-star buffet every day here at noon to 1.
Have a steak and Cindy and Greg the big white duck.
No,
what
I
was
said the Great Blue Marble.
I think Colin wins this one.
No way,
I gotta give it to
Jasper's a
Colin.
way better name.
Jasper.
Jasper wins.
I want it to be Jasper only if we specifically say Planet Jasper.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
that's fine.
Jasper.
When you say Jasper, does anybody else?
such a-
I think of like
Unassuming.
a hillbilly, like an old wiry hillbilly man who's just in the blue jeans, the bib jeans. That's what I'm thinking of. Overalls, no shirt. He's got
Jasper.
the big white beard. He's got the
My name's
corncob
Jasper.
pipe, little straw hat.
Well, that's
And
Planet Earth.
He's the mascot of our
Yeah.
planet.
That's
That I
Jethro,
love.
dude.
Yeah, that's
that's
Jethro.
He's
Or
gonna-
Jed.
Jasper is like a designer dog name of some kind.
You're hung
like
up on it being
teacup
you're attached to
Labradoodle.
a dog.
a teacup Yorkie.
What is
and
your
so that
dog-
way
I'm
when
all
they
about
when they
that.
invade our
What-
planet, they'll be like, Jasper, please, we
Yeah.
could totally kick these guys' ass. This is gonna be a cakewalk.
Yeah.
These aliens are up to date on what we name our dogs.
Oh, they know.
No,
They
just,
probably
I'm
know
talking about the
everything.
planet
you assume.
name in general. If we name it Jasper, it's not like I don't know. Good.
Mega Death Ray.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good.
That's a
though,
good
too.
planet. Ray.
Megadeth. Planet
No one's
Megadeth.
gonna
Or just
mess
Death,
with
Death Star.
Mega
Fuck it.
Death.
Let's just go Death
Go
Star.
Death Star.
Yeah.
What about just something really ambiguous like MLG 148.2 or something like that, and then they don't have any idea what they're getting into
So
when they
this
see it
to-
on the star map and it's around our sun, and they're like, what is this planet and these inhabitants? Are like, we don't.
All
that-
the other
that
ones in
shit
the
sounds
solar
too
system
smart.
are Greek gods.
This is a good
This
segue
one's
with
not suspicious.
Wait, was
yeah.
Nike Greek or Roman?
Roman, I think.
So I think we should go with Nike because then at least, like,
They
what about
make more
Nike?
money.
Yeah, they make a ton of money.
Verify that.
Let's verify that real quick. Jasper,
Jasper's the winner.
I don't know. How is that the winner to you?
Face it.
Because
there's
it's
not
a
lot of
great
good
name.
ideas
It's
going
fun. It's
around.
enjoyable.
Yeah, he wins.
Good
All right,
job.
you
Tim
win.
wins.
Move on.
Wow.
Tim, you got
I
to
got
name
so
the
excited
planet.
trying to clap. I just punched
Yeah.
everything off. The dog's got me sitting far away. Damien.
Oh, Greek.
Oh, see, we can't use it then.
Don't want to throw off everything?
No, you can't. I mean, if we're going to call it something odd, call it MLG 2K6.
126.1.
KOIT.
What if we just made up... Quait?
Can we just call it 96.5 KOIT?
K-O-I-T.
Just call it
Name it after
K-Rock.
Name it after a radio station.
Striker. That's a good planet.
Striker. Planet Striker.
Striker?
With a
See,
Y?
This is the problem with this.
With a
Like,
Y.
I love...
And the aliens be like, I'm not fucking with that planet.
I
That
have
is
no idea
clearly
what's
a
wrong with
badass
those
planet."
people, and I don't want any piece of that.
The Mega Death Star Striker
move on.
Jaspers. Leave these
Move on.
fuckers alone.
We can name the moon Jasper.
Yes.
And the planet could be Planet Striker.
Nah, the moon's Kevin.
Kevin?
Kevin.
Jasper,
Jasper
and
and
Kev.
Kev.
I get to name the moon if he gets to name the planet.
Kevin's
I'm the
perfect name for the
best.
moon.
That's
You
true.
Okay, you both win.
Yeah.
You're both my favorite sons.
There we go.
Sweet.
Perfect.
Damien, speaking of being the guest,
Yes, Clarke.
what's your topic?
Well, it actually ties in quite nicely to what we're talking about right now. And my query/topic was, do aliens currently live amongst us? And if you believe yes, can you cite some examples? Would you care to cite some examples? Now, I'd like to start off with, yes, I do believe this is the case.
100% true. You're not just going to a punchline.
No. Well, no, I'm not. I 100% believe that aliens exist amongst us, and they have for quite some time. And I think a great example is the entire, all the hosts of The View, I think.
Oh,
are-
see what I mean?
No, I'm not fucking around.
Wait,
and
does that
Benedict
include
Cumberbatch,
Whoopi
I think,
Goldberg?
is an alien. Do you think I'm crazy right now by saying that?
Benedict
He does have
Cumberbatch
he
does
does
have
have-
a weird face.
He does have an otherworldly talent, that Benedict Cumberbatch.
And his whole, I'm not screwing around.
See what I did there, Colin?
The
Let's drink
entire
more.
View.
All of the View.
Like
Barbara
Barbara
Walters,
Walters. You think
a
Barbara Walters
national
is an alien?
treasure.
Especially Barbara Walters.
Well, you know why?
Joy
'Cause she's been alive
Behar.
for 45 years.
She can dissect your brain just by looking at you. Every thought, every memory you've ever had, she'll just suck it into her.
Damn.
Make it her own. And you'll wake up confused and naked and sticky. And you won't
Joy
know
Behar's
why.
sucking in every memory you have.
Behar, are you kidding me?
I gotta look at this picture.
Is
Can I just type that
Sharon
in?
Osbourne one of them?
No, that's a different
She's too
show.
stupid.
She's
No.
wait.
No,
she's,
I think she.
That's not fair.
she's. I think
shouldn't
she's.
say that.
I think she's CBS Talk with Aisha.
Yeah, she's on a daily, like a
I actually
day
like Sharon
show,
Osbourne.
talk show. She's not. She's also on. Oh God, the one with. Wow, I'm really.
The
spacing right
Osbournes.
now.
No, you're thinking
That show's
of,
not
of
on.
Fashion Police.
She's on Fashion Police with Joan
Oh, yeah.
Rivers, which I
Joan
love.
Rivers is one of the
No, that's
funniest
Kelly
motherfuckers
Osbourne.
of all time.
That's Kelly Osbourne. That's what you said.
What do you
No.
think?
What'd you say?
See, I've never thought about this.
No, she was on the View.
No, I've
the
never.
mother was on the View.
It's never crossed my mind of the aliens being here already.
Wait, are you talking about the mother, the Osbourne mother?
Are you still on this topic?
Man, she was on the View. Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
For a while.
She
It's like
was
a
not.
bunch
No.
of fucking
She
ADD
was.
riddling kids.
What's her name again?
Ozzy
Sharon
Osbourne.
Osbourne.
Sharon Osbourne was on the
Jesus
View. for a while.
Christ.
Yeah.
We're trying to talk about aliens.
What
Yeah.
do you think?
So-
This has never crossed your brain.
It's never crossed my mind, and like now that I think about it, I don't think that they're here,
Okay.
but I wouldn't be surprised if they were.
I think they're here. I want them to be here, and I want them to all be wiener dogs, and I want them to have come to this
That'd be
earth.
awesome.
So
As a
Portillo
last-
right now could be an
I'm
alien.
serious.
Like, look at this thing, though. No, look at this thing. Like, look at him.
It might
Tell me
be,
that doesn't look
actually,
like
I
an
don't know.
alien. Like, do you ever look at other species?
You're suggesting
and
that
just-
that Portillo is from a species that made spaceships and went into space.
Like an intelligent.
Like I did tell like
No,
they
I'm
had
saying
hammers
this.
and
And
metal.
that's considering that there was only one, that they don't have dogs on this alien planet.
Well, that's kind of like Falling Skies because there's like the aliens have pets and you actually don't even see the real aliens until later.
Well, like Portillo is like gathering intelligence right
I would like to point out that I was correct.
gathering
Sharon
something, right?
Osbourne has never been a host of The View, and in fact said on Arsenio Hall, The View can go fuck themselves.
Wait, I don't know what's worse, that I was wrong or that she was on Arsenio Hall.
that
She
show
is
got
on.
canceled again.
She's on.
Again?
Really? That sucks. The Talk.
One
The
season.
Talk.
With Aisha Tyler,
That's what it is.
who we propelled her career.
7 degrees of separation with
We'll
Aisha.
do the same for you, my friend.
You
he needs our help. There's no doubt
Greg,
about
what's your
that.
opinion?
I don't think aliens are already here.
Do you think they exist?
Yeah, oh yeah, big time.
Yeah. You
Well,
know,
they're- I mean, it's so we talk about.
do you think they've been hanging around for a bit though, like watching us and stuff?
I'd like to think so, but I don't understand why they wouldn't have done something by now. Made it more of a "What's up? How you doing?" I mean, there's the UFO stuff.
They've infiltrated us. They have.
But they're not like making a big deal about it yet. Like, what's
So
up?
you
Oh, no,
firmly
they're good.
believe this? Like, this is something that you've
I don't
thought
know.
a lot
Actually,
about.
I waffle a little bit.
Oh,
on it.
okay.
But someone will pop up on my radar, like a Bjork, for example, and I'll go, "Come on." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand that.
Where it's just
So you think it's the weirdos that would be the aliens? Like, it can't just be
David
the normal
Bowie,
dude?
I think, is a great
Oh,
example.
Bowie's an
He's
alien.
even singing about it.
Oh, he's like, yeah.
He has songs. It was like, hey, man,
Grounds
be
control.
cool to aliens or people too, like Starman, for example. You know, like I don't know. It's
What is happening downstairs today?
seriously, we gotta call somebody.
It sounds like that man is murdering another man.
Stand by and listen to this happen.
It sounds like he's strangling himself,
I hope
like in an
I'm
autoerotic
pretty
sort of
sure he
way.
turned the shower off and then back on. I don't know what's
clear.
Kanye West does that too. He sings about himself as an alien.
I don't think the song was about Bowie. I think it was about, hey, be cool to aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're hanging out, but if you really listen to the lyrics, it's a little bit trippy.
Oh no!
In
Well,
that
everything
sense.
Bowie is trippy. Are you sure it's not just a drug infused?
That's
Sort of like-
man. Maybe I don't know, but I mean, you look at that. My point is, you look at that dude. You look at Bjork. You look at Benedict Cumberbatch, and who are all very talented, like hyper
Super talented.
talented, super smart, like
Right.
way too smart people. They're
Yeah.
they're too smart to be like people almost.
Right.
That's my thinking. So the answer to that question is: would I be surprised? No.
Hell
Do
no.
I think it? I don't really think so either. I don't know. I just thought I would throw it out there, see who bit.
No, that's
I
what
would
we
like
do on
to
this show.
be. I would like to because I love thinking that Men in Black, the movie, starring
the
Tommy
movies?
Lee Jones. What's the other guy's name?
Will Smith.
I'm just seeing it.
God,
paying
that
attention.
angered me. That angered me a lot.
His color
Like,
changed.
whew.
You are red.
Yeah.
Color
Oh,
change
it's
is
hot in here too. But man,
not cold.
Nick loves to do that though. He'll just throw something out there just to piss me off.
Yeah, I know. It's
Go
my,
see
it's
who
my,
You don't fuck with Big Willie, man.
I know. That's Big Willie style. And Will Smith. I love that movie. I when I saw that movie, I'm like, how amazing would life be if that were real? If we actually could.
What? I don't.
If we just didn't know that all this cool stuff was happening around us.
see, but I had problems with it because they kept neuralizing us. I don't like the idea of my mind being raped like that.
Oh my
And
God, if
my
anyone-
thoughts are taken away forcibly.
If anyone's mind has been raped over and over and over again, and
Creeps
doesn't
back
know about
in,
it,
doesn't it? You can't help
What?
it.
There's no getting away.
It's one of those weird things when you sit here and you think about Men in Black on like a critical level. It's really perverse. What they are really
it's
violating your
messed up.
personal
They
space.
are. It's messed up. I wouldn't be happy with it, but I would think that I would be the guy in the story that would be like the chosen one because I could run fast. Like,
You can't
Will
run that
Smith.
You
fast.
can't what?
You know what I mean, though. Like
You're
I had
the-
some
you're the
sort
Will
of.
Smith
What does that
guy.
mean?
I had some sort of.
No, you remember in Men in Black, the
That
whole
you would be
reason
Will Smith in Men in
the
Black.
whole reason
Just
Will
wanna be Will
Smith
Smith.
like
Down
rose to
alien.
like
Wanna
their
be Will
prominence
Smith.
is
Yeah.
because
So
he chased
tall.
down that
He's
alien.
super
Oh,
gifted,
right. He's got
chosen one.
Unbelievably good arms.
Would
He
you
can
be
rap.
Neo in the Matrix too? Do you think? Like as long as we're going for
Are we
like
talking
the whole
like?
hero.
Do I get to be
Messiah
Keanu
thing.
Reeves in real life?
Not personally Keanu Reeves, but you're talking about
get to
being a
look like
character
him.
in a movie. Like, would you be Thor?
I'd be Thor. I wouldn't be Neo because at the end of the day, that world, even if you won, was still screwed up.
So hold on. Are you saying that you want to be them, or that if the movie was based around this, like you would be that character?
100% the latter, not the former. Yeah, that second one.
Okay.
Yeah. So like in Thor, I would like to, and I'm not saying I would be that guy, but I would like to believe, like when I dream and I fantasize about life, and like Natalie Portman's like, I'm looking up at the stars, and then it goes, and I'm
She's
the one that
talking to you.
drops down
Yeah.
with Mjolnir, and I'm like, I can pick it up. Check this out.
Sword out of the rock.
See,
I used to
Yeah.
think Men in Black was cool too.
Yeah.
And then I thought about
That whole thing
the
he just
way they
blitzed
are
it.
ripping
And then you gave it
away
a critical analysis.
the personal
200-page
liberties of
thesis.
us.
Did you guys watch the Men in Black animated series? Of course you didn't, but you should have because it was awesome. Up there with Godzilla, the animated series.
What was so awesome about it, Tim?
I don't know,
Really?
it was just really good.
Was
Yeah.
that like a full Saturday for you?
They- oh yeah,
Back to back it? Did
yeah,
you binge
yeah,
watch it, or
Well,
have you,
it goes
you know?
Digimon, and then it went to Men in Black, and then it went to.
Is Digimon sort of part of the Pokemon universe?
It's not at all.
Digimon's the worst.
Digimon's not the worst.
I was,
Digimon
too,
is the
I was
best.
too old for Digimon, but Christine and I were watching it like a few months ago, which is on
Ah,
TV.
no, you watch the new shitty ones.
Wow,
Yeah.
whoa! Why are you watching Digimon with my girlfriend?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, what up,
Because she
Digimon?
doesn't want to watch it with you, Greg.
But what was so funny, we were making fun of it because they have to constantly explain the rules of the game during the cartoon, like because it's a fucking card battle or whatever.
It's a card. Really?
Yeah,
No,
they
it
were
didn't
playing.
used to be.
They were playing cards or whatever. On,
Are you talking about Yu-Gi-Oh?
Maybe that's what I'm talking about.
You're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's the same thing, isn't it?
No.
Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh are not the
Wait,
same thing.
Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Digimon are the same thing, right?
No.
And Star
It's
Wars
like that Will
customizable
Smith
card
thing.
game.
Who's the guy?
Yeah, that's
who
in
was
there
the
too.
guy in the show Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Wait, what the
was
hell
that
is
guy?
this?
Morgan Freeman.
That's
Digimon?
it,
Yeah.
him.
Digimon's
Yeah, he's in the Shawshank
They made
Redemption. It's
Tamagotchis
awesome.
for dudes, and then they made a TV show about it right when Pokemon was getting
I thought that was a card
big
game.
too.
Yu-Gi-Oh's a card game?
Yu-Gi-Oh's the card.
Which is the card game where you toss down the little ball and it like opens up and there's a thing inside of it?
Jumanji.
Which one's the one?
I'm
that
serious.
Has,
Which is
We're
that?
talking about Pokemon with the Pokeballs?
No. There's a card game with like magnetized cards. You're playing your friend. You toss the little guy down. And he splits open.
I don't know what they're talking about either.
I think it's like that's past my
I was like
my
5
age group. I think
minutes
it's like
ago.
Bakugan or something.
Yes, Bakugan.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
How does he know this stuff? Which one was the show that started off with where they throw the ball down and it goes, Pokemon, gotta catch a ball? What show was that? Was that-
What
don't
was
know.
the show with Sandy Duncan when she... When
I could be back at my hotel right now, doing anything else, literally anything else.
You could have had a salad. You could have had a yoga
But, like,
instructor come up
Pilates.
here.
It doesn't anger anybody else
Pilates.
that they were ripping away your memories.
No, you
like we
wouldn't
were their
know.
pets. They were pawns in their game.
The government's pets.
Yeah.
Well, we're the government's pets right now.
No, Barack Obama don't own me.
Here we go.
He's not neuralizing anyone.
Shit's getting real.
No, so the real answer to the question is that there's this thing I think it's literally called the zoo hypothesis, which is that the aliens know we're here and they watch but they don't get involved because they are afraid it'll break up our evolutionary cycle. And so I think that that's possible, but we've talked on this show before. I think if aliens were going to contact us, it would be to be hostile, and so because that makes the most sense to me.
What about the cross DNA thing? Monkeys, aliens equals us because there's a whole missing link thing.
Is the missing link still a part of?
They still have it.
Evolutionary?
There's still a
I don't know
chunk
anything
missing out of the evolutionary scale, and go, we'll find it eventually, but it hasn't surfaced. So I think a solid idea, and this is me watching too many documentaries,
Sure.
but aliens come down a bunch of years ago, and then they crossbreed monkeys with themselves. And if you look at different areas of the world, the monkeys kind of match up with
Yeah.
what would be kind of an alien crossbreed.
If you guys came to Earth, would you bang a monkey?
I'd have to be super hammered, like really.
But I mean,
That's
like,
my thing. Yeah, that's the
epically
big question
hammered.
of how this. Yeah,
Like,
you're
how fucking horny
You are
and
so
drunk.
fucking intelligent spaceman that you can get here in a ship.
I'm pretty sure they could just inject it. You know what I mean? I don't think you have to fuck a monkey. Like, I think you need to. I think you need to.
you did.
I think you need to raise the bar a bit here.
Intergalactic travel is tough, man. It's been alone for a long time. They're like
your hero planet
So
Jasper.
you just want to put your penis in the first thing that stumbles out of a fucking
Well,
jump.
Yeah,
funny
that's
is that,
good.
What's funny is that
That's
the
good.
alien
That one
scientists
looks
were
like
like,
you can take
let's,
it.
Between a
like they
turtle
come
and
here
a
and they're like,
monkey.
let's like cross synthesize these breeds and everyone, all the aliens are like, that's great, all right, so we can use, we have all this great technology or whatever, and they're like, all right, so we can use our technology to kind of do it, like automatically, right? And they're like, no,
No,
that's crossing the line.
that's too much. That's like, sir, that's the physical equivalent. To
We can't
neuralizing
risk
someone.
any of our tools being left on the planet and throwing off their evolutionary plan.
Yeah.
We have to get down there.
I think they've been architects in our evolution.
We have to get down there to what, Greg?
Fuck these monkeys.
You look at Greg though. Is it that far a leap?
Why is this? No, let's not.
Old fashioned.
Oh man.
Oh shit.
All right.
All right, we really did it, guys.
That was
good topic,
That was a good
everyone.
topic. That's a really
Cheers.
good one. I
And
need
that
that
happened,
one.
and I'm proud of this.
Colin, I need more.
You want me to make you another one?
Yeah, Daddy needs
You have to
juice.
dispose of that stuff. I don't know what you want me to do with that.
You have
Put it
a,
on top of it. I'm fine.
you have a wedding tomorrow.
I have to, a
You have to
flight
fly.
to a wedding tomorrow.
You're one of the groomsmen.
I'm one of the best men.
Damn.
I'm one of
Who has
three
more than
best
one
men.
best man?
Kyle Hayes.
How many
Big
best men does he
guys.
have?
What a narcissistic. No, I'm
Three?
kidding, I don't know.
Yeah.
You got to make a fucking choice.
Eh, I made the cut, so I didn't really care. I was like, whatever.
You didn't make
as
the
far
cut.
as
I don't
I'm
want to
concerned,
push.
you didn't
I don't
make the
want to
cut.
push. I don't want to push it.
He didn't make a cut.
You didn't make the
Didn't
cut.
make
He was
anything.
afraid to make the fucking choice.
Good. I'm glad. I don't care.
Here's let me tell you how you pick your best man. It's very easy.
Bonus topic.
Who's gonna throw the best bachelor party?
And you did
I
that.
did.
That's just because you want to be everyone's best man. If that's your qualifications,
Hit me up on Twitter. I'm available. If you got money,
Oh my
I got
God.
the time.
What if that happens?
Girl.
What if you start getting hit up to be just random best men?
Could
No.
I
do
will
it.
totally do it.
Wow, that's awesome.
I would totally be your. I will be your best man.
Nick Scarpino bachelor parties
Sounds like a movie plot.
are quite possibly like we were talking about Project X, the movie
Yes.
that was supposedly based on a true story. I hear
But there's no way.
the true story was the Nick Scarpino bachelor parties because those things are insane.
It was. There's been 2 so far. We're
So
looking.
this is a real thing.
This
You
is
look
a
at- you've
real
planned
thing.
these before.
Well,
They've been big
I
successes.
had my bachelor party, which my brother. Hold on,
Who was
let me
just
get
like
a little-
more Nick. Nick too.
Is he dead?
No, that was just me thanking God for
Jesus,
letting me have a brother.
I thought he was dead.
Yeah, I saw him last week.
I
gonna
know,
get
and
real
that's why I was like,
solemn
you
for a
bounced
sec
back
there.
from his death very quickly.
That's where I thought he was there.
Damn, right?
Gotta move on.
No, I love my brother. He's very much alive.
God rest his soul.
He's very much alive. He lives.
Sorry to hear about your unfortunate accident you haven't had yet.
But he threw a killer bachelor party, and then I, in turn, because of all the things I learned from that, I was best man the next year in my friend's wedding, so I threw him a killer bachelor party. And Tim was actually fortunate.
I had
enough
the
to come
pleasure
both of them
to go to
actually.
both.
But you didn't come to the first part
you
of
had a
mine.
good time. You liked
I didn't. Oh, it was the
But you
best.
had a fantastic time at the second one.
Yes.
Yeah, it was great.
Yes.
What are the keys to a good bachelor party?
You need everyone. Actually, the most important thing is you need every single person that comes to the bachelor party to be ride or die. They have to all be there for the groom. They have to all be there to have a good time. You can't have any guys that are like, I don't want to put any money down on that. I can't really do that.
I don't want to go to the strip
Everyone
club.
at
Nope.
the last 2 bachelor parties I went to, actually the last 3, were just throwing dollars. And it's not even, I'm not saying like throw thousands of dollars down. I'm saying like when someone needs a drink, you get the drink, and have that mentality. You go into that, you're going to have a great weekend.
I think the second rule.
Plan something cool, and it needs to be at a cabana and an adult pool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Optional clothing, but what's
They call it toptional.
important?
These are all
Optional.
good.
That's what it's called.
Is that the
Toptional.
thing?
That's what it's called.
This is in Vegas?
They have there's 3 cabanas in Vegas
you.
that are toptional, and if you go, they're also the adult pool, so you have the
This man.
Yeah.
you have the advantage of not being around children. If you're
Yeah,
kind of
children
drinking
suck.
and
We all
going
know
crazy,
that.
you don't want to be around kids. So if you go to these, you spend a little bit of cash, and it's a little bit of cash, but if you have 15 guys, it's fine, and you can get a cabana at a very adult-oriented pool, and it's super fun. And it's fun because there's no kids, and you guys can just
Number 3, I'm gonna say
hang out.
custom T-shirts.
T-shirts
You need
are
that. You all need to be rolling deep wearing the same shirt because then everyone's like, I want one of those shirts.
No,
I want
see,
to be with one of
so
those
you're
guys.
making a misstep, and that was a
hear
misstep
you
that
do
I made the first time too,
you don't wanna
which
hear
I'll never make
Yeah,
again. You need custom shirts for the guys, and then
A lot
20
of extra
more
smalls.
for extra smalls.
So that's
you
what
just
you need
bring
a
with you.
pool with no kids, a t-shirt,
Yeah.
and
Booze.
don't be cheap.
yeah,
Those are your 3
That's it.
awesome fail-safe.
You're welcome.
Scarpetta or Scarlaccio, whatever your
Scarpetta.
fucking last name is. Scorpio.
but
Nick
all 3 of those were cooler than my actual
That's
last
your
name.
secret. That's your secret recipe to it.
That is the
That sounds like a secret
that
recipe
is
for
the-
everyday life.
And you think
Yeah.
you thought it was awesome.
Oh my god, it was awesome.
So apparently it works.
Oh, it works.
It's the Nick Gordetto bachelor party sauce.
Scarpaccia.
Scarves. What was Scarpetto?
the fuck
One was
was it?
You were like Scarpino and Geppetto combined equals Scarpetto. Great.
Underscore.
I really want someone to reach out to you to have you either be the best man or just play in the
It just
thing.
sounds like I'm telling you, it sounds like a plot of a movie that like you have a service where you're the best man and you promise that like
When Nick Scarpino made an innocent comment on a podcast, things got out of control. What am I gonna
quickly.
do?
Kate
Bachelor
Hudson
party.
is in that movie.
Every little
Probably,
thing
I
she
guarantee
does
she is.
is
Kate
right.
Hudson's in
If that gets made into a movie,
or Jennifer Lopez.
can you? I want to pay for play offer right now. I'll give you $1 to sign on to play me.
I mean,
in that
how can
movie.
a girl say no to that?
Perfect.
You know what I'm
Because you're
saying?
taller.
and
you have better hair.
Breckenmeyer will be in it.
yeah.
Oh, Breckenmeyer's in it. He's the guy getting married. You can't.
Who's
yeah.
the guy that we shouted out to today that used to work with you guys?
Oh, Andrew Goldfarb.
Hey, Andrew Goldfarb. You're in it too.
Goldfarb's definitely not in my life story.
Go.
Bachelor.
He's
Let
in
him
a
be
bachelor
like,
party.
let him be like the Cabana boy. He's like bringing you
Yeah,
guys
give him a
drinks,
walk
and you-
on and he can
Breckenmeyer
fuck
knocks
off.
him up in the air, and then
Yeah.
you guys are gonna get thrown out. But Mike Tyson shows up, and then
you not
Stephen
like Goldfarb?
Hawking rolls in. He's like,
rolls in.
Literally rolls in.
That is amazing.
What? How do you? I mean, what? He rolls in.
You went there. All right.
It's
Is that a topic?
I
No,
already had
this
you
has just
talking.
been this has been a fun aside. Did you see Stephen Hawking on John Oliver?
I did.
No, you told me about it though. You were drunk
So
last night.
great.
You told me.
Yeah, I did. That's right.
Zinged him.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah,
You're telling me that
really
in another universe that I'm smarter than you. Yes, and there's also another universe where you're funny.
Damn,
That's
that's messed up.
awesome.
Typed it in too,
Really?
and it still had the
So I just-
delivery. It had the delivery after he typed it. It was like fucking perfect. Yeah, I
love
was gonna
that.
do it.
It's a smart computer.
I was gonna do it like a computer voice, not that.
Do it.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
do it.
is that in bad taste?
Do it, and if I'll be the
No,
judge of it.
It's too still.
If it's in poor taste,
way
we won't
too
bleep
soon
it out.
For that.
Okay.
It is. No.
I don't know. I think Family Guy does the computer voice when they.
Yeah, but they're Family Guy.
You guys watch Key and Peele?
Yes.
Once in a while, yeah.
Did you see that one with the burn victim in the comedy club where he's like,
No, but that sounds awesome.
dude, he's the guy's ripping apart everybody in the audience, and he's like, "Oh man, you're super fat and you're a slut. You wore that dress." And he looks over and there's a guy and he's like a wicked, horrible burn victim, and he's in a wheelchair, and he's just like all fucked up, and he's like, "Huh." And the guy's like, and then he goes, it's like, anybody else need? And then he holds up like a mic to his throat and he goes, "Do me. Do me."
That is
and then
amazing.
finally he gets into this skit and he's like, "Oh man, I don't want to say anything because I don't want you to haunt my nightmares because you're Freddy Krueger." And he starts to cry. And he goes, "I'm sorry, I thought I could handle it." And the whole audience just fucking turns on him and he's like, "Ah, shit." Good
That's
show.
awesome.
If you're
That's
not
a really
watching
good
Key and Peele, you should be watching Key and Peele.
All right, there's a free plug for
So
Key
stop
and Peele.
watching this.
No!
Go watch Key and Peele. They're on
I don't
YouTube
think
also.
we're a conflict, or you're a conflict. I'm
Yeah,
not
well,
a
we're
part of
always
this.
around. You can find us at
Yeah.
any
Buy
time.
Key and Peele shirts.
Where,
on
Greg?
districtalliance.com.
/ Key and Peele.
I wonder if that's a thing.
I hope all of a sudden there's just some random person just getting, whoa, who would have thought? All right, my topic.
Greg, what's your topic?
My topic is this. It's pulled from the headlines of my life today.
So it's like Law and Order.
Exactly.
Gong,
I was
gong.
texting this schlub over here, and he wasn't responding right away. And this is, I wanted to talk
dare
about
you.
texting and the downside to it, because I think we will all agree texting is the universal awesome form of communication. It's perfected.
Are you with me on that?
I am perfected.
Can you
it's
suck a dick
perfected.
as far as you're concerned?
I don't.
I'm not into
the
it.
texting is not.
Texting
it's
is
not like-
amazing.
here's-
Okay, but continue.
No. This is how we go.
Okay.
Now it's
so
all
so
percolating.
here's the couple things on the texting. Right, there's two people in
ready.
my life who, and I just looked at one of them, who continue to piss me off with text messages. One is my mother, because she never proofreads anything, and when the text comes through,
It's
it
just
is
incoherent.
garbage.
Yeah.
It is incoherent garbage. And
That's a
then
mom text.
When I don't respond correctly because I can't understand what the hell it says. By the way, you can't correct my mother or she'll get pissed. She gets pissed, no matter what.
Miss Scarliglia?
Yeah, Mrs.
Carpaccio.
Scarpaccio. I'm sorry,
Scarpaccio.
Scarpaccio.
The second person in my life that pisses me off with text messages is Tim, because Tim's phone doesn't get the text messages for like an hour and a half.
Oh,
I
that's
don't want to interrupt you.
Sometimes
pretty soon.
days.
Yeah, I-
Sometimes
Yeah,
days.
what is up with that? Why
I
do you
don't know.
not get text
I've had the
messages?
worst luck with phones my entire life. I used to be poor, like really poor. Couldn't afford phones, so then
So
I
you
had
had
to like
Boost Mobile?
get you had shit like that, like stupid cheap stuff. And so I just got used to like phones not working right.
Yeah.
So then now like I actually got a real phone, and it still just doesn't work right. But I still see it as like, oh, this is how things are supposed to be. So I won't get someone's text till like 3 a.m. the
So
next night.
You're
I'm
missing
like,
the humor. Oh, by the way, another amazing core tenet of the Nick Scarpino bachelor party methodology is have the group. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
You
that's
were
weird.
way off.
They all sound like a candy bar. It doesn't matter. Have the group text going.
Oh.
Have you done this?
group texts are important.
Yeah. I find that's a strong female thing.
It's very true.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of dudes are on the group text
No,
train.
not true.
We
Not
group text
true.
a
Really?
lot.
Are you on the group text thing?
We got a
Yeah,
group
you're-
text
You're-
going.
you have a business to run.
Right.
I don't have that. I'm
No.
like, hey guys, let's.
You're gonna be. You know what? From
Chat
now
about
on,
it.
you're gonna be. Since he has your number, you're on.
You
want
want to get roped into our group text?
You're on him.
Please.
Here's a great moment from today's group
I
text.
know. I'm serious. I'm begging you.
Colin
Please.
texts me and he's like, hey, can we get my girlfriend some pizza? And when we're talking on the group text about pizza. And I'm like, sure, no problem. Then I continue to talk on the group text. Then for some other reason, I get a notification that Colin just texted me. And I go to that other text and it's off thread now about the same thing. And he's like, hold up, my girlfriend doesn't need the pizza. She's got leftovers. And I'm like, okay.
I didn't want to confuse the issue.
But at this point, I already
Yeah,
asked
it
another
sounds
question
complicated.
on the group text, and so I read his text. I go back to the group text. He responds to that saying, "I just emailed you, or I just texted you off thread about this." I'm like, "Why'd you go off thread to begin with?"
It was because I went. I mean, I'll tell you exactly why. If you really want to know the fucking minutia of why I went
Yeah,
off.
I want to
thread.
know a lot of minutia
It's
about
because-
what you
the
do.
minutia.
It's because I got a couple other texts from other people while we were talking, and so I went back to the message list, and you were just there, Greg Miller, and I just
Yeah.
clicked on it, not thinking that it was
Sure.
everyone else.
All right.
That sounds like a nightmare, though.
Well,
Like,
how much
there's a
do
lot
you?
of
How much
balls
do you
in
text?
here.
Because like we're in the corporate world, so we
If
text
I'm
all the
past,
time.
okay, yeah. So your dissemination of information, essentially, and plus, it's always good to have a paper trail in case someone fucks up.
Yep.
Okay, so that's a great
Especially
thing about texting in the corporate world. Now, I'm far from the corporate world, so if I've got more than 3 sentences, I'm calling you.
Yeah.
Especially
I'm just a
because
fan of phone calls
I'm
in
in my
general.
car constantly, so I can't.
Phone call sucks.
See, and this
I
sucks
hate
because-
phone
And you're in your
calls.
car
But
now, right?
you're at your computer, so
Yeah.
you can IM,
Yeah.
and you can just fucking do this all day long. But I'm in my car, I'm walking around, and plus, my eyesight's kind of going. I hate to give away my age too much, so I'm kind of like fucking struggling a little bit with stuff.
Doing
and I'm
this,
like,
they're doing the old thing Colin and I always make fun of. Where you
you know what I mean? But also, I just don't logistically see how it makes sense time-wise for me to say past 3 sentences. I'm fucking calling you. Like,
But think
hey,
about how much there's always bullshit to a phone call. There's always bullshit to a phone call before you get to the point.
Not-
a
not
text
between
message or
guys.
just point.
But I think conversation between guys are like, and we're good.
You and I bullshitted around about, I was your Uber driver when I called today. We
That was it.
made some jokes and some ha-has and some guffaws, but I was like,
Too fucking shay, Greg
we're coming
Miller.
and fucking picking you up. Do you want a burrito or pizza?
But I enjoyed that conversation, and I enjoyed our exchange, and
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you didn't like it. So
Yeah, earlier
I'm happy
today,
with friends.
Nick wasn't here yet, and I want to know when he was going to come, and I was like, I'm going to call him and see where he's here, and then I'm like, oh, he's going to get pissed if I call him.
Why would I get pissed?
Because you get all upset whenever I call you and say,
No.
why didn't you just text me?
No,
I'm
I
like,
don't say
So then I
that.
texted you, and then I was
I
like,
said
great.
15 minutes
I
out.
wanted that
You're all about the
conversation.
text now.
I missed out on
Nice.
it.
I would
Yeah, I like
always,
that.
I
I'm
always
the only
prefer the
one.
call when I'm driving, especially. Except, yeah, no, you can always call me. I
Okay,
like when
good.
people
Good
call
to
me.
know. Yeah, because I prefer this calling thing, because since I didn't have a phone for so long that could text, I'm so used to calling people. There's something nice about it. I like conversations. I like long conversations.
Really?
the
But if-
dating thing though is weird. When you texting, and then people can proofread their shit and they can look stuff up and be witty, and they can go, "Oh, I'm somebody that I'm really not," and then you finally meet them, and they're a fucking bag of hammers. They're just.
Well, that's why
uninterested.
there needs to be a call in between that.
Yeah, you gotta have a call in there somewhere,
Yeah,
right?
but
I'm saying
You
though, there
start with
can
the
be
text.
a series of texts, and it's like this person is something they're not, and there absolutely has to
Yeah,
be.
Take
a
this
call.
at face value, though. But you're probably really good at texting because you're a witty guy.
I'm super witty.
So I would like
Pretty
to
witty.
read
What's that word? I'm super witty
witty
and
Yeah.
smart and stuff. Yeah.
So I think yeah,
I
think
found
you'd be good.
I've
I
been
think
led
you'd like texting.
led down a garden path once or twice with the texting, and then I talk to the girl or meet her or what have you,
She's
and
ugly
she's
as
just
sin.
like,
Wow, just sloth from.
or
the
she's
Goonies.
fucking texting the whole time.
Yeah.
That was another one.
They
It's
like
like, oh
that.
yeah, that's great. Seriously, that's awesome.
See, I was actually
That's
thinking
the
about this
worst.
recently. Is back in the day, all my friends would text, and I'd be hanging out with them, and they're just texting. I'm like, "Who are you texting?
Cheers.
I'm
You
with
want
you.
straight?
Your friends are with you."
I like your style.
I've always found that weird that people have this need to just like texting is an activity.
Oh, my wife hates it. My wife hates that I'm constantly on the phone, like
Wanna
doing
know
something
that?
on my
You
phone.
know that Coca-Cola man?
There we go.
The pure one, Tim
Coca-Cola,
Gettys.
man.
Well, we should have a little cheers. Well, I'm gonna do this one. I did this on Up at Noon, which was just a fucking disaster.
Monday.
I hear the producer of that show
Monday.
doesn't even show up to work most of the time.
And if
He's
he
too
does,
busy seducing.
if he does, he's just like sleep wrecked hangover, fucking awful. Thank you for having me on the show.
Oh my god.
I'm legitimately a fan, so this is fucking thrill and an honor.
Thank you
And
for
it's been
coming.
great to meet you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Good to
sir.
meet you too.
This is fun.
And we're best friends now.
We're all
So
best
it's
friends.
really,
You're best
really
friends.
We're our
great.
best
Yeah.
friends.
It's really, really great, you guys.
You've joined a pantheon of best friends, by the way. It's not just the five
What
of
does
us.
Pantheon mean?
Lots of people.
It's like
Is that
it's a
it?
place where all the gods go to hang out and party with disco balls.
It's Parthenon.
I think we can say that just like everyone
You're mixing
watching
your words
this,
up.
just like everyone watching this video or listening to the thing, you are a true scumbag.
You're gonna make it happen, but it's not. You're wrong about
Can't
that
do
word.
that.
It's happening! Scumbag! I'm telling you, vote right now, okay? Hashtag scumbag or hashtag Wolverines. What do you want to be called?
No, you can't do
can't
that.
do
'cause
No,
you can't take
Jasper.
Wolverines.
Jaspers.
hashtag Jasper.
Hold on.
Yeah, the
Hold
dark
on,
horse is
hold on,
hashtag
hold
Jasper.
on.
We came up with
Hold
something.
the fucking phone.
You
That's
hold that goddamn
brilliant.
phone.
The hashtag Jaspers?
Are we all scumbags? Or are we all Jaspers?
No, neither one of those are good. What did we come up with? We came up with something better.
The fucking scumbag.
You had
know.
the goats. Let's be the goats.
No,
That's
that-
Alfredo's
We're
thing.
not stealing Alfredo's
We're going to
thing.
steal Alfredo's thing because we do that all the time.
But oh man, see, you
Why
can't
don't we
just try to
call
make
them
things
our-
a thing.
Why don't we just call them, fans of the show?
Well, they're friends. It's like every other podcast
Friends of the
I
show.
talk about.
Friends of the show.
Alexis has been trying to make this thing a thing that I don't want it to be a
What's
thing.
the thing?
When something's inappropriate,
You met Alexis.
she
Inappropro.
tries saying inappropro,
No,
and she wants that to be a thing. He's like, that's
no,
inappropro.
No.
And she's
production
just really
coordinator.
trying to make it a thing.
No, it's not gonna be a thing. It's like fetch.
Inappropriate?
Yeah.
No,
Girls.
I don't like that. So I used to date a girl, not date a girl, but
catch on, did it?
No,
No,
nope.
never
I
did.
came close to
Sorry,
dating a girl
sucker
once that
punch.
used to do that. She used to shorten everything, like inappropriate.
Totes.
Well, it's like in hockey. Like everyone has a Y at
hated
the
it.
end of their name.
That's such a strong word, dude.
Like,
Like-
it's so annoying. It's like you're instantly 12 if you talk like that.
Dude, listen
I
to
like, I like
Cray
totes.
drives
I'm a
me
fan of
fucking
totes.
Dude, that's
Cray.
cray cray. Like, no.
No,
Get
no, you
it.
can't.
Nick, you
Dude.
say cray on a daily basis.
Does he really?
Yes,
I do say that.
I say
a lot.
totes. I like totes.
I like totes. I'm a fan of
I
totes.
like to
man.
say that shit cray.
I'm gonna quit
sometimes.
this
My
show.
goats.
Like,
I'm gonna quit this show.
Get on with your fucking life, man. Seriously, like what life choices led you to this?
I don't know. I think about that often.
It's like episode 29. Think of the hours wasted.
You amongst all these guys are by far the smartest. Clearly, you have the most going for you. You
we
could
voted
go
on that
somewhere,
when you weren't here.
right?
You won.
Hey, that's
you weren't
pretty
even-
inappropriate to say, man.
And you guys know you're bringing them down.
That's
and if
cray.
you're a real friend,
This is
I should
cray.
cry.
I should cray right now. What you talking?
cray.
It's
I
like
kid,
after
you're
last
all
week's
awesome.
episode, Tim and I were sitting there talking. It was like, it was cool to see somebody who knew the opposite of what Colin thinks. Because usually we're blank slates, and Aisha's like, you're fucking full of shit, and I'm going to tell you that.
Dude,
Yeah,
and not only that, she continued it when we had her on E3.
Mm-hmm.
When she came on the show, she immediately picked it up and she started dogging on your shirt, which is amazing.
She's like,
Greg looks like he came from. She went down
She's
the line.
like, yeah. Greg looks like he
She called
woke
Dameon out.
up and starched this twice and then ironed it 3 times.
And then she went to Dameon, she was like, you look like Captain Sergeant whatever, because he had that military coat
it
on.
was funny when she said it because it was a
Because she's
coherent
amazing and actually really funny. And then she went to Colin.
and then she told me, I look like I just picked up the nearest shirt that wasn't dirty off the floor.
And you're like, yeah, how'd you know that?
thought. And steamed it in the shower. Or steamed it while he took a shower.
Well, that's
You're
my
like,
fucking maneuver. And at E3,
Yeah, that shit works. That's
yeah,
why.
it really does.
Yeah.
At E3, I fucked up though. I only had 2 shirts left. A T-shirt that has a picture of France that says "Losers of both World Wars 1 and 2," which I brought to wear to bed. I thought I'd offend someone with it. And then I had a button down and I put it in the shower. And then when I was getting ready, it fell in the shower and got all wet. So I had to wear that shirt to E3.
You know, we had free shirts at the War Room.
And no, I,
Like you're just living out of a van, like,
That's
Party
pretty much
van.
just E3 for
homeless
us.
style.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of money.
You got enough though. You have enough money
Yeah, but, well, that's all. You know, it's all relative.
to pay the odd bill and keep your life together. You got enough money. Jesus.
Well, we'll see.
So here was the
Christ.
problem with texting today, though. One of the downfalls I felt is that we have a rapport. We're friends, but we're still in that. we're feeling it out.
I mean,
We're
don't
best
get
friends.
all-
You're best friends.
You're one
Best
of the
friends.
you're one of the scumbags. You're right here with all the other
No,
scumbags.
Greg, no one likes that name. You're
Look,
the
he
only one that
loves
likes
it.
He
Did
doesn't
you
like
come
it.
up with the scumbags?
He's been trying to push
No, it's
scumbag on us for a
derogatory.
long time.
I mean, why not call them the shitheels? Or I mean, I don't.
You can't put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, you can.
Fuckheads.
Yeah.
You might as well just go all the way.
Anyway,
All right. Anyways,
I
your point.
texted you a question about
Hashtag
like what
Wolverine.
you wanted to eat, and
Okay,
then
yeah.
if I could come pick
Hashtag
you
Will
up,
Smiths.
and you
And
didn't
you-
respond, and
You
didn't-
rapid fired them like within 30 seconds.
You
You're like,
do
why
that.
isn't he
You
fucking
know,
answering
I'm
me?
typing one answer and you're like already on to the 13th question.
I think
Scarpino,
a
you
half
never
an
get back
hour
to
is an
me.
acceptable time to wait
You never
between
get back to me,
texts.
Scarpino.
That's
First
me.
off, I can show you the text log. There was 5 minutes between the text on what you
No,
wanted
they're
to
not.
eat.
I'll show you right fucking
I don't.
now.
I'll show
Oh my
you.
God.
It's
Nope.
fine.
You did them. You chain mailed fucking quick fired them.
Now I know you're old, so you can't see too well. But
What?
does it not
Greg
look like
Miller?
5:30 and 5:35? I was looking at the phone. I knew what I was doing.
Oh, shit.
You were
How
just
did you get that up there? But
you
that
swipe
gives you the-
swipe left.
You were just staring at
Hold
the
it.
phone, waiting for that little the ellipsis to pop up that indicates
Oh
that they're
man,
This is
the
all
dot dot
true.
dots.
I still think that you're an impatient weirdo, and then that's unreasonable. I think
But
a
this is
fucking
what-
20-minute window, if you're gonna text me, is fine.
And this is what I'm talking about, is that I don't think I was right. I understand. This was the whole thing. Is like,
Yeah.
we got into that weird area, the gray area of texting of, what do I do here? I'm looking for immediate response, but it's like, I'm with you that text can be answered
Does
whenever.
your phone make noise every time a text comes in?
No, I have it on
Good.
vibrate all the time.
Okay, because mine's just off, because it goes off all the time. So that's why I'll check it every
So,
Oh,
Mr.
man.
Popular.
It's mostly you
They've
over
got
the
four.
last fucking 2 days.
I have 5
I don't know
agents
how popular
and a
I
manager.
am. That's why I turned that shit off. Oh, it's Greg Miller.
True,
Fuck.
But this is my thing of like, I hate being in that position of what do I do here? Well, you know, like, should I wait? Should I call? I should have texted earlier, obviously. What do I
But you
do?
eventually called me.
I know, I had to.
And then we figured that shit out.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm in the
like
lobby
men.
drinking at the bar. Come get. I just like this. I said it just like this.
I was like,
I'm
you've
at the
had a few,
lobby.
haven't you?
I have, Greg. I'm trying to get over the fucking nightmare that was up at noon today.
Available on IGN.com.
Mondays at noon.
Here's the problem
Here's on
with
Monday.
here's the problem with text messaging in my
Here we
opinion.
go.
It makes it really easy. By the way, just as a quick aside, Greg's kind of a bullshit text messenger because he'll text you or get into a conversation, then he just gets real short and brief. All of a sudden, it's like you're trying to elicit a fucking conversation, try to get an answer out of him. He's like, K.
I do K a lot.
I'm like, all right, fuck you, Greg.
Never K.
All right, so apart from that, the problem with text messaging before, like when we had cell phones in the late '90s, early 2000s, when we were in high school, whatever, college, like you had to call people still, right?
Yeah.
Like you had
Because
people's numbers.
It was
in your phone.
like $1 a text.
Now
So if you
text
sent a
messaging
text, you were like going broke.
exactly, and text messaging has made people a little too familiar, in my opinion.
Okay.
Now a lot of people are getting in touch with you, and you haven't. I don't mind when people from my past get in touch with me, or whatever. It's just like I haven't talked to you in a long time. You're texting me. It makes it a little too easy for me to get in touch. If you had to call me and talk to me, you wouldn't do it. So I'm just wondering, like, if it kind of has broken down that social barrier a little bit as well, where
I'd say fuck yeah.
like where it's like we could, it's great, but like if we had a phone conversation, we can refamiliarize ourselves with each other and all those kinds of things, as opposed to like getting a text out of the blue from a person you haven't talked to in 4 years.
A text out of I wouldn't pull that text out to do that. I wouldn't go contact somebody.
I've had friends that
No.
I know it's hard to believe that have like after
With
years.
the rape beard?
Is that getting bleeped out?
I don't know. What do we do?
Oh, it's a real conundrum. It's sorry.
fine.
Go ahead.
It was pre.
He's just describing
beard.
your facial hair. That's all.
Pre our beard, and
Our beard.
no, I've had friends that haven't talked to me in years and hit me up on Facebook messaging, like Messenger. Like, dude, what's up? I'm in town, and like I've missed it because I don't check my Facebook as much. And I'm like, but
Facebook,
I'm like, you still have, like, you can text me on my phone. They're like,
Or call you.
No, see, I think there's different rules for these different things. And I think Facebook is the right avenue for that.
yeah, but I'm friends with these
Yeah, me
people.
too.
It's like if I haven't seen you in a year, you can hit me up on Facebook. No, you're texting me.
Yeah, but I mean, how close of a friend are you?
We're like good friends, like
Okay.
college buddies that like I haven't just seen since I moved up here, and they're like, hey,
Well, I
what's
mean,
up?
I think that's far enough removed that Facebook is the right avenue, because Facebook is to keep those relationships that are like, hey, you're kind of out of my life now, but
No, but these are guys that
still
I'm like, I
you
want
there.
you still to be in my life. Like, text me. We should text back and forth. Like, you have
Let's
the bro
text
code.
every day. Is that
Don't
what
the
you're
people
saying?
you want to talk to already have your fucking number?
Yeah, I mean, these guys still have my number. That's the thing.
Why don't you just tell them I want to be
So-
friends? Let's text every day.
Email, dude.
Well, because that with guys will eventually just turn into pictures that'll pop up during meetings, and that's just bad. Bad. You ever had those? Those friends that think it's really funny because they work from home, and they're like, dude, check this out. And it's an animated GIF of, like, the worst possible thing you could imagine in porn.
Tyroot.
It's Tyroot, yeah.
Yeah.
Tyroot does it to me all the time.
Yeah.
It's like when iPhones first came out, and you get your friend's phone and go and put like a terrible pornographic picture on the background, like when they weren't looking around their
Oh,
iPad.
yeah.
I used to
That's
do
the
that
best.
to Nate all the time.
I would still do that to Nate if I could.
all the time. I think I accidentally once. I think it was with Ty or like one of those guys at one of his parties. Where I think we actually accidentally did it to Angie's phone.
That's not a good thing. Angie does not
So
deserve that.
everyone here is pretty much in their 30s, right?
I'm 20.
Tim is.
No way.
Besides
No
you,
way.
you're
19
14.
years old. That's
Yeah.
why he doesn't drink, because he's
He's
actually
14.
underage.
But I mean, you're 30,
31.
a little north of. Okay, so I think we talked about this before too. So that whole sophomore frat, I'm gonna send you 2 girls in a cup during a meeting or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
That never goes away.
No.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
That's the weird thing. You
Yeah.
think you're gonna fucking hit 40 and then you'll just all of a sudden become Ward Cleaver. It's not gonna happen. You'll be
it's-
like this when you're 50.
Good. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I
Just,
think that's
just
good.
The most recent
It's
example
so
is that
funny.
the
It's
RoboCop
I've got like 10
remake.
years on you. This shit never goes away.
Did you
So-
see our RoboCop remake? Wasn't that what it's called?
Yes. You know they just remade
No.
RoboCop with Michael Keaton
Yeah.
and the guy. Well,
Yeah.
so there's a group of people on the internet that started a thing, and this is not the first time this has been done, so I can't credit them with this, the origination of this idea, but they put it out and said, hey, we're going to make our own version of the RoboCop remake, but we need your help. And like something like 200 contributors they gave everyone a scene and said, go do it.
Yeah.
And if you watch it, it's different from scene to scene. It's like some people went all out and were like literally got red.
Amazing
and,
Like
Facts,
maybe the budget's like
crazy.
fucking 10 grand.
Yeah, they
you
went. They
know,
were like,
yeah.
"We're gonna do this," and then other people, it's like his suit's made out of like,
Right, cellophane.
It's like just whatever you could buy on the internet.
And then other people made like animated parts, and like it's just really cool.
It's so
like,
creative.
people got really creative.
But
with it.
literally, I mean, I probably
I have to watch this.
I consider myself fairly mature.
Yeah, you're pretty solidly
I'm
immature.
already
I
up
think.
there. I mean,
Yeah,
it's mature.
yeah, yeah.
I talk
yeah.
like this sometimes, Tim.
Yeah,
We have to do this.
I don't
thing.
like when you talk that
We
way.
have to. We cannot.
Oh, you
not
said
do the thing.
mature.
Is that what I meant? What was the word that means that I still laugh at everything that's completely immature?
Immature. There's
Immature.
an I
That's
am.
immature.
There's an
Okay.
I am in front of the word mature.
No, but so truth phone now, everyone. I come in after seeing this and I'm like, everyone, shut up. This is like what 9:30, 9:45 in the morning,
Yeah,
whenever I
yeah,
just had
yeah.
a show work, and come watch this thing at my desk right now. And it was the scene where RoboCop shoots the guy in the penis, except in this version of it, RoboCop shoots like 40 people in the penis, and some of them are hanging out of their pants.
A lot.
Like,
Like,
yeah,
people
they're
start
90%
funneling
over the things, and he's like just
so fucked
he's
up.
just going in a circle shooting.
I haven't seen the
penises.
movie yet, so
I'll
I'm still
forward you-
laughing at the concept. It
I'll
sounds
forward you the
awesome,
link
but-
to that.
But-
Actual
and then-
one.
Would you please?
The,
that
oh,
would be-
so
that would be
good. And then the
It's
final
so
one. And
good.
what do they call it? The one guy comes in at the very end, totally naked with two women, and it's like what, a foremost rapist or something?
Yeah,
is what
yeah,
it
yeah.
is. And so and he's like, do it.
Just buck naked. He just blows the tip of it off.
It was one of those things that I
So
can't remember
disgusting.
laughing that hard in so long. Like
Yeah.
I can't remember last time. And then I came home and I'm lying in bed with my girlfriend. And we already good night, and I'm in there. And I started thinking of it, and I just
You just
bust
lost your
up.
shit.
She's like, "What is going on?" I'd explain it, get the iPad out, show it to her at like 2 a.m.
Oh, yeah, I showed it to my wife, and she was like, "Nope."
Yeah, I don't
This
get
does
it.
not
Kind of
resonate.
disturbed me a little bit.
It's one of those things that you either think that is the funniest thing ever, or you're like,
It's really funny.
you're
too.
fucked up for
It's a little
liking
too
this.
real.
It's really funny.
It's a little too real.
I don't want no, mech cop shooting my dick off.
Does
so.
it happen to you a lot though, where you just this
worry
happens
about
to
my
me
dick getting
constantly?
shot?
Besides your obsession with your penis, but you think of things randomly throughout the day, and you just go,
Yeah.
And you might be by yourself, or there might be somebody behind you in the elevator, and you're just clearly a crazy person, but you're thinking about funny shit that happened, or a joke, or whatever. I do it way too much.
That
and
happens-
People think I'm a fucking weirdo.
That happens a lot to me.
Does it?
Yeah, when that movie Frozen came out and that song got really popular, Let It Go.
Let It Go?
I was singing it in the elevator. Like I got out of my car and was singing it in the elevator, and one of the good-looking
Belting
girls.
it just by
Oh,
yourself.
no, like falsetto because I can't really belt that.
Let it
I was like, let it go, and I looked over, and Angelique, one of the girls from our creative services department, she's a well put together woman. She's
a
like,
bit of a looker.
she just kind of comes around the corner and she's
No,
like,
I think he means like she's like.
She's not a
she's like an
fucking
adult. She's a very
she's
much
an
an
adult.
adult.
She's a normal
Oh,
human
she's
being.
not a child. Okay.
And
She
came
wouldn't
around-
fit in with us walking around being a bunch of idiots.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
And
Yeah.
She waited for 5 seconds, as
you
if she didn't hear it, and then she was like, "It sounded really good."
Nice, nice.
Oh, sick burn, sick burn. Yeah, so I say things a lot, and sometimes I talk to myself, and sometimes I say things that I think are
I
funny,
talk to myself constantly.
and then I laugh, and then everyone can hear me.
Do you have arguments with people from the past
Oh yeah,
out loud?
mostly my mother.
And you,
Mostly
yeah,
my
it's usually my dad. Holy shit, we
God.
could have our own podcast.
Oh my god, we're doing it right now.
You could do it by yourself.
Yeah. How about the mirror? Like, how about the mirror? And you're just like, yeah, well, fuck you. No, fuck you. All right, cool. I totally won that one. All right. And I'm like, thank God no one's around here right now because they would think I was completely insane.
That's pretty much IGN in a nutshell.
Yeah.
A lot of
Your whole
people,
corporation sounds about right.
tweet us and stuff that they bust up on the bus. They'll be sitting there listening to this or one of the other shows we do, and then they like lose it, and like everyone around them thinks they're mad.
I do.
See, what's funny about that is people will tweet out stuff that we said that I totally forgot we said, and then it makes me laugh later, and I'm
Yeah.
like, does that make me an asshole, or just, are we sometimes pretty funny with
No,
the dumb
sometimes
shit we
we're
say?
okay.
Other things make you an asshole.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but
A
what
lot
I think
of
is it weird to laugh? Like if you're listening to something by yourself, do you feel weird laughing? Because sometimes I do. Sometimes I feel weird if I'm listening to another person's podcast and they say something funny, and I'm in my car and I'll start laughing, and then I'll look over and someone will see me laughing,
Yeah.
and you can't really explain it to the person.
Laughter's a really weird thing, and I've thought about this before. Do you laugh if you're alone? Like, as much as you laugh if there's other people around? Because I feel like...
That's what I'm saying.
when there's other people around, you laugh as like a weird form of validation of, I think this is funny.
You think this is
Do you
funny.
think this is funny?
We agree it's
But
funny.
then there are certain things that if you hear when you're by yourself, you do laugh. And I think those are the things that are just on another level. Those are
Yeah.
the really funny things.
Yeah, like RoboCop shooting dicks off.
You don't have to explain your sense of humor to
I'm
anyone.
gonna pull it up right now for you.
No,
find
let's
it.
finish the
All
show,
right.
then we'll all watch it and enjoy it together. We'll put
Greg
on that
Greg
big
showed
thing.
it to me in the back of an Uber once. He's like, you gotta see this. So we're like going to dinner or something like
You
that.
can splice
And
that
it's like
comment you just made, by the way, into anything. So, well done. Greg showed it to me in the back of an Uber once.
I've seen it.
He
I've seen
really
it.
Go
did.
ahead, I cut you off.
No, that's it. That's the entire story.
You didn't even, yeah, you were to your credit of what you just said. You were disturbed by it. You didn't want to finish it.
I was like, at first I was laughing.
You gotta see this
At
last
first I was
guy's
like,
dick get blown off.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, these like prosthetic penises getting blasted off by RoboCop, just not really doing it for me, Greg.
oh my
Let's go to
God.
dinner.
I'll tell you though, like that project was a testament to how creative people can be. Because there was actually one scene, the scene where you meet Clarence Boddicker and he's like negotiating the drug deal, and he puts, I don't know if you guys remember RoboCop or not. It's a great scene where he puts his 2 fingers in some dude's wine and then like snorts the wine, and the guy like drinks the wine. It's like this big show off. But they did that scene with all women.
And it was cookies,
it makes
wasn't
it,
it?
and it was cookies instead,
milk, yeah.
and it was so much funnier because it was just women. It's just by virtue of them being females,
And they were,
Yeah.
but they were
playing
women
it straight.
They
They were
were
playing
women
100% straight.
They were women in
in
horrible
mustaches,
mustaches,
That's
like
awful.
bad hair. They were
This
like,
sounds kind of genius.
Oh,
God.
Well,
It's
one
so
of the
good.
so one of the
I
big
don't know who that
fight
dude is.
scenes.
They're
seen
good.
I need to see
Well, the
this.
guy gets like blown to bits is an interpretive dance.
interpretive dance.
And there's like red scarves.
Do you remember the Peter Weller RoboCop when he gets like shot to pieces by Clarence?
I've seen the original.
Yeah, that's
That's
the
what we're
original.
talking about,
So
yeah.
there's, there's that part where he gets like they blow his hand off and like he's like no, oh, and it's like horrifying when you were a kid to see it.
Yeah, right.
Well, they decided to do that in interpretive dance with like, you know,
But
fluttering.
these are recreations on the first or the second
Yeah,
RoboCop.
First
This is like the internet's remake of the first RoboCop.
Back in the day, Peter
Yeah,
Weller.
yeah.
All right. All right.
Dead
I
or
mean, it's
Alive,
been
You're
a
Coming With
million
Me.
freaking years since I've seen it.
You
so
gotta
I'd
watch
have
it
to
again,
revisit
still
it and
holds
then
up.
watch the recreation.
They also did this for Star Wars, for the first Star Wars.
A New
With
Hope.
it, yeah.
There's like a group of people, like a little production company that says, "Hey, give me your ideas," and then takes it and.
I think there's I think there's one
Yeah.
like company that's organizing it and says, hey, we're gonna do these scenes. Here are the
genius.
rest of the scenes that are open, and you go
And
on.
then people
and you just
send them
pick
in
your-
and they edit it together.
That's
And
one
they have
thing.
the
The internet has revealed for me two things. A, there are super smart and creative people out there that are capable of so many
Not in
awesome
here,
things.
out there.
Not in this fucking room, but
Yeah.
in a lot of other places.
just turn the camera on us and we talk a lot?
But there's a lot of people that are also really dumb.
Oh, there is.
But when I hear the RoboCop stuff,
Those are
I'm
smart
like,
people.
yeah,
Right.
iFunny. I'm addicted to iFunny.
What's iFunny?
It's just an app, and it's got what do you call them? Memes.
Oh, it's like
memoos.
I love this. This is my nightmare.
GIFs, GIFs, whatever.
Tim, what are they called?
But
Memes?
I'm like just
Memes?
constantly mamoos, memes.
Memes. They're memes.
Is this a thing for you? Is it like a nailed
Tim
to a
is the internet
chalkboard?
guy. Tim's like,
Yeah.
if you
It's
don't
memes.
get it right,
Yes,
he
memes.
ostracizes you from his life.
But my point is,
This was the part where you waited out in front of the audience.
yeah.
like,
Well,
"Oh, he
if I don't
doesn't know
have
what a
Tim in my
meme
life, I'm gonna
is."
fucking
Lol.
shoot myself. But my point is that that was mean. I'm sorry.
No, it's
You didn't deserve that.
you don't know
But
what a meme is.
I don't.
All right,
But
all
no,
right.
you take a
Turn it-
picture and
let's
then
turn it
you
back
put
here.
you take a picture and then you put a
Funny stuff on it.
Yeah, it's
Right.
memes.
That's a meme.
Impact.
I have a
So,
meme.
Yes.
so I got it right.
Yeah.
I am a meme.
But
Great
iFunny.
meme.
What was my point? So the internet has proven two things to me. People are either really creative and smart or super ignorant and dumb, and they just send hate. And
Right.
well, I mean, that's my point.
Okay.
Like some people talk about, smart things, and some people talk about what if the aliens came and fucked monkeys,
Yeah.
and didn't use their technology to avoid it.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Yeah, like Greg.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Greg
me.
would
That was a
fuck
that was a dig at me.
That was
Greg,
a
Greg
dig,
would
yeah.
fuck.
That
No,
was
I
even
feel like
my
that
point.
was I'm saying you would fuck the monkey, just like a few weeks ago.
this
we talked about-
podcast just turn
mean?
No.
Greg,
But you
Yeah.
wouldn't bang a goat.
we had the conversation a few weeks ago. It was actually a few months ago where we were talking about would we fuck the goat,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a different story, but yeah.
and you would fuck the goat, and I said
No, Greg said he wouldn't.
I
No,
said
Greg,
I wouldn't.
Greg would fuck the
yeah,
goat.
I said I fucked.
Oh, you
I
did?
said I said
Wait, did I?
Wait,
No,
no. You
we-
wouldn't fuck the goat, but everyone would think you fucked the goat. Because you wanted that.
Oh, and I was like, yeah, I
popularity.
didn't care. I wanted,
Yeah.
yeah. okay.
So I'm just saying I don't see much difference.
I was
between
not.
those two.
If I'm the alien coming to Earth and I see all these monkeys, then I'm like, we need to crossbreed them, but all our crossbreeding technology is broken. We need to go out there and inseminate them with our alien penises. I'd be like, I'm good. Why are we doing this? Why do we care so much about Earth? Why do we want these monkeys to
That's
evolve?
also you're asking all these questions, and they're like, we never thought of that.
We do agree though that aliens have the technology to inseminate something without fucking them. Am I?
We have that technology,
Sure,
so presumably
sure.
that they
Presumably,
would also,
They've
There
all
you go.
got fingers.
I don't think that's really a conversation that takes
They've
place.
all
Like, Greg, you
got
go.
fingers.
I like
You
that.
can do it.
I don't think you need fingers
This
to do
is
it.
What
so
are they gonna
dumb.
do with the fingers?
This is so dumb.
Are they gonna pick up the
Holy
turkey
shit.
baster, or are the fingers gonna be the?
They gotta have opposable
These
thumbs.
are real
Yeah.
old fashions.
Yeah, they are not old fashioned. Greg, can I know that we're supposed to do the Oreo oration with that box of Japanese Oreos over there.
Yeah,
but
the
can we
Shuhei.
break those out right now?
That's not how oration
No, you can't
works.
eat on the podcast.
Yeah, and that's also is really shitty thing.
This light is just drilling through my brain right now.
You only got two
So
more
you need
topics to go.
Oreos?
We have two
All right,
more
let's move on to the
topics.
next topic.
Colin,
Right
you're
off,
next.
won't
What
it?
do you
Oh my
got
God.
for me?
Super refreshing.
It's me?
Yeah.
I'm up. All right, so I was just thinking about something really quick. We can go through this one quickly. If you could have a job, like we all have kind of our dream jobs, I would say, or like we're able to do kind of cool things that don't require massive intellect, right? And that's just being honest, right? Like
Yeah.
to produce or to write about video games or to
seduce.
act or do any of these things, like you have to be good at those things, and that requires talent, but it doesn't require the genius Mensa intellect, right?
Sure. Thank God.
If we had
Thankfully.
the ability to do anything we wanted to do and have like a real academic skill, Like you were really good at science or math or something like that. What would you do? Like, what would your profession be? Would you be like, I like, for instance, when I was younger, I always knew I wanted to be an historian, but I was always really fascinated with science. We've talked about this in the past. I just couldn't, by the time I got to high school, I just couldn't do the math. Like I could barely do pre-calc at all. So like my dream of being like a physicist or like even a chemist or something like that, even though chemistry math's a little more straightforward, it was dead. I couldn't do it, even though I'm really fascinated by it. So like if I could do anything, like I would probably try to be a scientist, like an astrophysicist or something like that. And so I was just curious what your guys' answers would be to that question.
So the question is, if I were smarter, what would I have done with my life?
That's exactly it, because he just said he didn't have the mental capacity to do that job.
Right.
Right, exactly. I don't have the mental capacity.
So the question should be, if you have the mental capacity, what would be...
Sure. Like, I have the mental capacity to I know I'm very right-brained. I'm a good writer, and I know literature and history and all those things. I'm left-brained in the sense that I understand scientific theory, I think, to a degree, but I can't write a proof. I can't prove why Stephen Hawking says certain things. I just read what he says, if that makes any sense. So like, that's kind of where...
What are the options, then? It seems like it's just science
Anything.
stuff and math
No,
stuff.
it could be blue-collar, it could be you may be a fucking janitor, whatever.
Engineering, that kind of computers, technology.
Pro skateboarder?
Yeah, you can be pro skater.
Something like that? Yeah, whatever.
I'll go pro skater,
does that work? Like, does that qualify?
Well,
'Cause-
No, it does. I mean,
A trade. I would say a trade or an actual... something that could help in maybe an apocalypse situation.
yeah,
Right,
yeah.
that's what I'm thinking. That's where my mind goes to, right? Like I always think about that with when I shouldn't say if when the EMP goes off and it all goes to shit.
Boom.
I have
We're 10
nothing
years
to offer
after that.
society. But if
T-
I was
10 years and counting.
a farmer, a plumber, a home
Carpenter
builder,
would be good.
A carpenter's really good. That's really high on my list right now.
Like I was always thinking.
My boss is a Jewish carpenter. Jesus.
That was the
Jesus.
longest silence I think we've ever had on the
I was
show.
gonna
I had to
say
think
So
Jesus, and I
many,
was
so
like,
much shit ran through my brain in like a split second. I was like, "Where's this gonna go?"
Is he talking about Jesus?
Jesus Christ, Joe.
Is he talking about Jesus?
I think
No, actually, I thought, do Jews build stuff? That's what I thought.
Yeah, Joseph was a builder too, or a carpenter too.
They do. They build
things.
They build lots of stuff. It was an obvious joke. It's like calling a big guy tiny.
Oh, okay.
My God, you guys really brought the room down.
no, I didn't. I understand. It's a history
It
joke.
was an obvious thing. Of course they build stuff. Romans builds. Holy shit.
Colin builds things.
The
Okay,
show
so
needs
let
to
me.
lighten
I
the
still
fuck
don't
up
know
a
that I
little bit.
have this question clear.
All right.
So if I were smarter, what
No,
would
because I don't think it's necessarily about. It's about like
trying to figure
it's
out-
not about. It's more about capacity than smarts,
Right.
right? Like you have to have the capacity to learn. All right. So for instance, when I went to Northeastern, I was friends with a lot of pharmacy majors.
Yeah.
that's a fucking serious major.
They're not
you know what I
messing
mean?
around.
I was like getting bombed most nights. Reading history books, and these guys were like in the library all night, like really reading, and now they make $100,000 a year doing their thing.
They're
That
making
required
pharmaceutical grade.
like complete dedication to like understanding.
I see what you're saying.
Like, so like if like for instance, we're talking about a post-apocalyptic situation. I think that just being a doctor, like a general practitioner, is actually probably one of the most useful
doctors.
things
Key.
Yeah.
because no one's going to kill you if you're a doctor.
I would say carpenter. That's my answer. That's it.
I still don't know. do
Super
I just
big,
pick
awesome
something?
skill, and it also makes me happy to do it. Or a mechanic, because shit's still going to need to work.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
still going to have
like
a
an
tractor
engineer
or
would
a
be
car.
great.
Yeah, mechanic or carpenter. That's my answer.
See, for me, thinking about this, like I do video stuff.
Yeah, you're a video
And
guy.
This is much different answer than your guys's, but for me, audio has never made sense. And I remember when I went to college, there was like the two paths. Was you either do video or you do audio.
Yeah, you chose
I remember
the right
like
one.
the stuff that the audio guys had to do, like that just it doesn't the compression and all that shit doesn't make sense to me. Like I know how to turn volume up.
It's really not that hard. I just guess every week and it works out.
Yeah, but it works out. Like to make it really work, like you need to know what the fuck you're
like
doing.
a Craig Barradon
Yeah, the other
level.
day-
of audio
Yeah, that's
understanding.
actually
Actually, the other
It's
day,
always
Dave-
blown my
What's your
mind.
answer?
Audio guy. Like
That's
audio,
your
audio.
apocalyptic.
You'd be an
No,
audio.
see,
when
the
the
thing-
shit hits the fan.
You're the one that added the apocalypse.
Okay, what I mean is, let's
there
just
was
say
no
there's no
apocalypse.
fucking power. Like there's no power. I
Okay,
think
so
that's-
now
is that the origin of the
if you're
question?
smarter
Is that
and there's
fair?
no power.
Like a
it
skill
could
or
be.
trade
It was
that-
more about just like what. It really it has no
Okay, I
origin.
misread it.
Well, other than the fact that it's just like, what would you do if you could really do it?
Oh, okay. I went
You know what I
to
mean?
different
See,
place
I
with
think
that.
I would.
Sorry,
I
confused
think
it.
I would have
No.
actually. I would have been. Would have liked to
the
have been
GameOverGreggy show.
a writer. I'm always envious of both of your abilities to write and have that wealth of knowledge, and you can take that to a lot of different directions, right? You can write novels, you can write films if you want to write films, TV, things like that. And I've always like been envious of people that have those sorts of careers. So I wish if I had more dedication, a little bit more smarts, and I liked reading a little bit more, writer. I think
Reading's essential. I read fucking constantly. I love reading.
Do comic books count? Because I read a lot of those.
Comic books don't count.
Okay. Well, then we're at a stalemate.
I just read like
We'll
people.
agree to
A lot of
disagree.
people ask like I know a little bit about a lot of things because I just read a lot. You know? It's like everyone's always like like a lot of people put in comments like I wish I knew this like Colin knew this. Or it's like I don't know these things like you think I do. It's just like I read and try to if I'm curious about something I go and read about it, and you can just gain a little bit even if you retain 10% of it. You know, like recently I was reading a lot about the French Revolution, and it's like really interesting. Now I don't remember everything I read about the French Revolution, but I remember some of the things I read about the French Revolution. You just have a little bit of understanding of it then. Like people need to give themselves a little bit more credit.
Oh, snap.
Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give yourself a little bit more credit.
Is there
You
any
got to just
science-
open up a book.
Is there any science behind
so.
the more you read, the more you retain? Like if you read more, do you retain
No, but I hear
more?
eating chocolate while you study helps you retain shit.
So you're saying in terms of volume? Like,
Yeah,
so
like-
for instance, like 1 year you retain 10% and stuff, but if you keep going, you retain 15%?
Something like that, because I don't read books, as is very obvious to everybody. But I do read comic books and stuff.
You
and I
do.
find it hard to like think back to that storyline from a year ago. I'm like, man, I don't remember what happens. And it's crazy
I
to
think
me
that's
that
because
I
you
don't
read
retain
too
that.
many comic books.
What do you read?
Oh, a lot of books.
Like, such as, like some people like fiction, nonfiction.
I read a lot of nonfiction.
Okay, so what are some examples?
Yellow Pages.
I was just talking about
historical
phone
books?
Yeah, I read a lot of history, but I was just
the
talking.
history?
I was talking with
I've
someone on Twitter was like, you should read a book by this woman Mary Roach called "Packing for Mars," and I was like, I actually read that book already. It's a book about like all of the things that NASA, like the things that you don't think about that NASA has to deal with for us to go to Mars, and it's like a really so like one night I was just online, I was like, hey, that's really interesting, and I just download a bunch of books and I just fucking read them, you know, and it's just I every night before I go to bed I just read, and it's a very valuable thing, just that even if you don't
Damn,
retain much of
You
it.
have a wedding tomorrow. Fuck.
Yeah, you might as well.
What do you gotta do besides?
I gotta take the
just
dog
go
to Brian
a
Altano's house
fucking
tonight.
wedding?
But-
I love that
but
you
I
let
also-
Brian watch him.
But I also think this, and I told
good.
people this in the past, is that because of the internet age and our phones and all this stuff, people actually read more than ever, and I don't think a lot of people give themselves enough credit for how much they read.
Yeah,
You know,
but
you're
that
reading
number, that
constantly.
number dwindles by the day. I mean, you're going through the dating thing, what have you. Reading is kind of like a unicorn these days. It's almost like reading is
Wait, don't.
reading is what reading used to be to what do you watch reality TV or not? You know what I mean? Like that used to be the bar
Everyone
used to
read.
be. The bar used to be, do you read? And now the bar is, do you watch reality TV? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or do you
Almost-
even
Wait,
live?
Colin, were you saying that like because there's so much internet articles and stuff, people are reading?
People
more?
are literally reading more.
Yeah, okay.
But they're
They're just
reading.
not reading
They're
books.
reading
They're
books.
reading
Yeah,
rags and
yeah.
shit.
It's really interesting. Like we're actually we're easily one of the most literate societies on Earth, and people are more literate than ever, and becoming more literate has been.
Compared to, like, say, Europe?
Yeah, or really any other country. I'm sure we're in the top 10 in illiteracy. One of the most literate places in the world is, as far as I understand it, is actually North Korea.
I would, yeah, but it's mostly propaganda.
Yeah, but they can read, and a lot of them can speak English too, which is interesting. A lot of like propaganda in English classes, propaganda.
He's
English
chosen. He's chosen
Look
well.
at this.
Portillo loves you now.
Look at this.
He's showing you how tough he is by eating up his frog.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I think just to that point, like I think people just need to give themselves a little more credit. Like just crack open a book or read. You know what? You know what website I love and I read all the time, and a lot of people give
Drudge
shit. is
Report.
Yeah, Drudge Report's awesome. But,
Wikipedia?
But Wikipedia is awesome.
Dude, I
like people
it all the time.
People give shit to Wikipedia being like anyone can write it and it's all made up, and I'm like, no, you don't understand. Those people are fucking crazy. And like, especially maybe with like smaller articles that are like less important, maybe they go like and they get fucked with or whatever, and no one sees. But if you're messing with like the Alexander Hamilton wiki or something like that, like you're gonna get banned and they're gonna fix it. And
Yeah.
like Wikipedia,
Too fucking sweet. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
and
not
like
gonna be
and,
there for long.
and it's like it's funny. It's like I thought I was gonna fucking make a singularity when I was reading about it. There's a Wikipedia entry about Wikipedia.
Please don't do that. If you can do that.
Don't make a singularity.
Inception.
And yeah, it was like Inception. I was reading about like Wikipedia, like how accurate is Wikipedia and all those kinds of things. It's very accurate, you know. And,
Wikipedia says Wikipedia is very accurate.
but like there's wiki editors and all these kinds of things. It's just we have so much knowledge and so many resources just like it out there. And if you really want to get off of Wikipedia, just follow the hyperlinks for all the sources and go read the sources yourself. Like it's really that easy, because there's some things on there I read and I'm like, no, there's no way. You know, I tweeted out the other day, it was a really interesting thing about John Hancock. And in the Revolution, he was the governor of Massachusetts and one of the richest men. He was a smuggler and all those kinds of things. He had 1/700th the nation's wealth during the Revolution. 1/700th. Fucking beyond the pale rich.
Beyond.
You know, and like those are just little things, and so like I read a lot about Alexander.
Did it also mention anything about the Illuminati?
No, it didn't mention anything about the Illuminati.
Right.
What have you learned from the Greg Miller Wikipedia page?
I'm on that page. I'm all over that fucking page.
Am I on that page? I think I'm
My
on that
Wikipedia page says Dameon Clarke is an actor living in Los Angeles, and he's represented by blank. Done.
Can I edit it and put in the word of my choice?
Knock yourself the fuck out, son.
Jasper.
Seriously.
Jasper.
If you guys,
Jasper.
you know what? Here is the what can come out of tonight. My Wikipedia page. There's nothing on it. So if you guys could help me with that,
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sure
Personal
the
life.
army
Would
of the
you-
willing.
would you-
the army can help you with that.
look at the camera.
Personal life.
I
Dameon
know.
Clarke is a
Oh, yeah.
scumbag. Period.
Nope, don't do
You
that.
do way better than that.
No, that's what we are.
You spent a You're a pirate?
See, the problem I wish that because I know that I wish you could actually pay money and edit your own Wikipedia page. Because
Anybody can, though.
Yeah, but they fact check.
I
And
can
they'll-
fuck with
don't
my
go in and make it
Wikipedia
up.
page.
Yeah, but they'll go back and be like, this guy didn't actually do this. Like I wanted to
But
be
is he
like, Nick
legit and
saved
you know.
like 50 children from a burning building.
Somebody put that.
Killer
Nick,
seals.
Please
Which
put
did
that
happen,
as,
by
please
the
put
way.
that as a line in screen cap it. Nick saved like 50 children from a burning building.
Like,
I love when
comma.
you do. I love when you do
Yeah.
me. I like when you
Let
do
it
my
spread.
the impression of me. It's amazing.
I gotta be honest. I'm not. You know, I'm not bothered by things like this usually. But a few years ago on Podcast Beyond, we were talking about.
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I not on the list of notable graduates of Northeastern University? Right. And there's like a huge list of fucking thousands of people on this fucking list, and I'm like, really? I'm not one of those thousands of people. You know, like one of these literally thousands of people.
You know who's
You know,
a notable
and-
grad of the University of Missouri, though, don't you? Me and John Hamm.
So,
That's
Bunch of other people, too.
But anyway, I'm
There's
saying
only
like
five
people
graduated
people
tonight.
like put me
Like, keep going.
people put me on that list over and over again, and they kept deleting me off that list. But I'm gonna fucking take it a step further now. Not only do I want to be back on that list, I want my own Wikipedia entry, Nick. And I'm gonna get
thing
it.
is-
I was born on Port Jefferson, Long Island, New York, October 14, 1984.
When you say on, it's like your mom just was
He
on
gets to like a real
swatch of Earth.
Dennis Leary fucking level at some
Oh,
point,
yeah.
doesn't he?
He gets
Like,
angry.
Yeah, you
and
get
honest.
like angry rantish. I like it. And you're super smart, so it comes off like these ideas come across super fast, and I'm just like, it's just really intense.
Well, let's just.
Does this happen every podcast?
Oh, yeah.
pretty much.
100%.
I love it.
Thank you.
He's a good kid.
So
He's a
I'm
kid.
just
He's
saying.
a swell kid.
Colin Moriarty, no middle name. It's a tradition in the Moriarty family for males not to have a middle name. October 14, 1984. Port Jefferson, Long Island, New York is the
The
birthplace.
key to not having a Wikipedia page deleted is to have multiple sources. Back in the day, I had one that got deleted because it was all from IGN because that's where all my information was. But
Surely we can find other sources.
then, once I diversified, it was easy.
you can cite YouTube.
Yep, that's what a lot of people do.
I have the little check mark on YouTube or on Twitter now.
Yep, you do.
So that you can cite that.
Yeah. There's articles about you. There's a blog. Some kid interviewed you for a blog on IGN recently.
I'm just saying, I just need a little something. Just a little something. And it's really more important for me to be on the Northeastern notable graduates list than it is for me to be
I wonder
on
if
Wikipedia.
I'm on the. I probably am not because you guys are like famous.
The other Nick Scarpino is
I
probably.
am not even
He's
remotely
still
famous.
Scarpalotti?
Scarpopoulos.
Scarpoli Getty? What the I don't know.
Nicholas
Those last syllables,
Scarpopoulos.
Not one.
Yeah.
Polychronopolis.
By the way, I was
This has
watching.
been the most fun I've had all day.
Oh, good. Good. So that sucks for you, Greg.
That does. But what's he doing down there? What's he pulling on?
He's fixing my day.
Why is he's fixing to make it a good day.
I'll put new ones.
Tugging,
Just like-
tugging and rubbing.
Tugging and rubbing.
Pinky tugging and rubbing.
What you're saying?
I was just saying, I was watching Full House the other day.
Oh,
This
God.
is a total non sequitur. We have to bring up Full
great
House.
show.
It really is a great show. I watch it probably like 3 or 4 times a night.
Olsen twins.
You
I'm
should.
just
3 or 4
gonna say
times
they're
a
looking
night.
pretty
Yeah,
good
it's,
right now.
it's literally on for
Pretty
like
good right
7
now.
hours on Nick at Night. And Jesse's, I love how like early on they just changed Jesse's last name. He has like a total like English or like Western European last name.
Cumberbatch?
Cumberbatch. Jesse Cumberbatch.
It was Jesse, not Spano. What was his
Jesse
last name?
Spano was Saved by the Bell.
It's something.
Scarpaletti.
Yeah, some.
It was like and then suddenly he becomes Greek, like in like season 2, and they're like
Spano.
No,
Jesse
it's not
Spano, Saved by the Bell.
What was the English version of Jesse's name? It was clearly like a Greeky Italian dude.
Which was the guy that sang
Fairweather the
Parents Just
Third?
Don't Understand?
Jesse Fairweather.
Who was the guy that sang Parents Just Don't Understand?
Wait, did you
My
ever see
God.
the show? Did you ever see the show?
Full House or Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
No,
I
no,
watched
Full
both.
House. I was still on Full House.
Full House
Full
sucks.
House. But I got to know Uncle Jesse's last name now. So it's Colin.
Fairweather.
What do you?
Third.
How do you pronounce his real one?
Katsopoulos.
True story. I did that the movie debate, the movie feuds thing over on movie feuds on the YouTube, and I had to make a Uncle Jesse reference, and then in the script it had me saying his real last name, and I took like 4 cracks at it, and I'm just like not gonna say it.
Well, everyone knows him by Uncle Jesse. You don't need Jesse
Stamos?
Katsopooulos.
No, not
Stamos
Stamos. Like Uncle
great
Jesse in the
name.
show.
John Stamos is a beautiful human being.
I couldn't pull that out if you paid me $1 million right now.
He just did it. Colin just did it.
because he has the internet.
Chronopolis. No, he knew it without
in his
it.
hands.
Now he's out looking for the
Tim,
original one.
do you remember that guy saying that song? It was like something like Nightmare on My Street.
Oh my God! Shut
Remember
up.
that?
Oh,
You're
yeah.
just beating the
Yeah.
dead horse.
What was that
God
guy's name?
damn it.
Tim,
I don't know. Yes.
what's your topic?
So my topic today is actually via Nick.
Yes.
Via
Via
Twitter.
Twitter. If you have topics, please follow.
So we're
any of us
finally
on
out. The
Twitter.
barrel is empty.
Tweet at us.
Yeah. No. I just decided not to.
Cochran.
Really?
That was his fucking name.
Jesse Cochran.
Yeah.
And then
Wow.
they probably
That's
changed it after
pretty
the O.J.
sounding.
Simpson.
Well, it's like
thing.
I'm saying it's some like not Greek name.
Cochran. It's American
Yeah,
sound.
yeah, like
Yeah.
some.
Sounds like cock ring.
Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Alex Price 19 wants to know, who do we want to bring back from the dead?
So if we could bring someone back from the
Yeah.
dead,
And we're not talking zombies here. We're talking
Besides
Any human being.
besides
How long are
Mussolini.
they back for?
forever.
indefinitely.
Well,
Forever.
Until
until they die again.
Until they die again.
So are they coming? If they died at 74, are they coming back?
They come
at
back
74?
at 74.
and they have a lot. Then they just have to deal with the same shit they were dealing
It's
with.
just like, yeah.
If they had cancer, they don't have cancer.
Well, that's
Then
why
they-
it might be a good idea to bring someone back that had like an accidental death, so they can live
question.
for the
Yeah.
rest of their life.
That is
So I feel like we have
That
to
would be
give the
the
shout
worst.
out
You
to
bring
Paul
some-
Walker immediately. Right,
I'm gonna
Nick?
go. Yeah, I go Paul Walker.
Walker,
sure.
Only because I want, like, the Fast and Furious series is not going to end correctly without Paul Walker.
Yeah.
I said it.
That's the person you're gonna bring
Yeah,
back
he
from the
almost broke
dead
his
is Paul
phone
Walker.
also.
Here,
Well,
time
that's
out real
important.
quick to bring you up to speed and everyone who doesn't
Up
know.
to
These
speed.
two are the biggest Fast and the Furious fans I've ever
Probably
met
in the
my whole
world.
But
life.
that's
From.
the choice out of in the history of the world.
Paul Walker was a saint.
Paul Walker. I'm not arguing
He liked to live fast and drive
the
fast.
levity of Paul Walker.
Almost said
but
die
that's
fast.
Yeah.
your,
Not what I meant.
That's your choice.
I mean, we got to
I-
finish the series.
Gotta finish the series. This is big.
On to somebody else at this point.
Who you got, Colin? I don't know. I'm thinking.
I just based on like how historically this would fuck everything up and also religiously
What are you
fuck
gonna
everything
say?
up.
Yeah, let's travel back.
Bring Jesus
bring
Christ
Jesus
back.
back.
because this would
He's your boy.
So you bring-
for Christianity to come to fruition, right? And like he has to die and then come back, right?
Yeah.
But he died and came back, and then when he comes back again, that is the apocalypse, right? Like
Right.
the second coming. So the rapture happens, all those things, but you just bring him back. And it just fucks everything up. And everyone's like, "What are you doing here? It's not time yet." Like,
What are you doing, dude?
like because he comes back as just a dude, a carpenter, like we were talking before. He's got skills. Might not know how to use like some of the drills and things that we use today, but he could
iPhone.
probably.
Yeah, but I think carpentry is like it's like
Like
math.
transcends?
Yeah, exactly.
So I would bring back Jesus Christ just because and it's not a disrespect to anyone, any religious person, because as you guys know, I don't disrespect religious people at all. I actually respect them a great deal. But I just think that it's a very interesting thing to propose, like to bring Jesus back into the fold.
I mean, I think that's the answer some people were looking for, but we all know that given the choice, of
maybe
seeing what
it's a
happens
bit
to
obvious,
Jesus-
but I like the shit out of it. I think it's great. I'm just gonna say Kenny.
Kenny Loggins, did he die?
No.
Kenny, South Park, Kenny.
Yeah.
Good. I like that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I like Kenny Loggins.
Yeah.
I like that's
Kenny
how
Loggins.
you
Joe
chose
Loggins
dead?
is watching at home. He's
like,
like, I'm
"Oh."
not even dead.
Clearly,
I'm not watching this show anymore.
It's like Matt Scarpino.
No, I like
Too many
Jesus
K-Logs.
Christ. I like Jesus Christ because it would completely alter our course and
That would be crazy.
eradicate a complete religion. If he was alive, Christianity may or may not exist.
That's true.
Right? If you live for another 100 or so years.
But you're like a rebel rouser. That's
If you
totally
live
something
another
would do.
100 years,
I'm just more
you
curious.
got a brand new.
Actually, you know
Jesus
what?
Christ.
I've been having a couple of cocktails. That's a whole new ballgame,
Yeah.
especially back then because
You're
no one lived
telling
past
me
25.
This guy is 140 years old. Holy gosh, he's got to be the same
Wait a
guy.
minute. What is your fucking secret? Do you do yoga?
There is some
Pilates.
Pilates? Are you
I
in
do
the
the-
caveman
I
diet?
do the-
Because I've
3,000
heard
years,
good
there's
things.
going to be this thing called podcasts
Pilates.
and YouTube,
Yes.
and someone's going to wish me back.
You
to
know,
life.
it's like another one of those moments where I said it and I was like,
Yeah, that's good.
One guess as to who hates when I pronounce Pilates that way.
Pilates. Pilates?
No, my wife.
Oh,
Get
oh,
it.
Pilates?
Pontius Pilates.
I'm like, I want to study the ancient art of Pilates. She's like, you're an idiot. Stop talking.
Get the fuck out, or we're
Stop
getting
saying
divorced.
this in the middle of the
Do you want to
restaurant.
talk about your marriage real quick?
No, that's a topic for another day. totally completely the other day. We could
You
talk.
brought it up. I thought maybe
We'll talk about that later
Okay, that's cool.
after the cameras are off.
Real quick, I just thought of something real quick. Just total non sequitur more about JC. We know Jesus Christ was a real
Jesus Christ,
person
got it.
Oh yeah.
because of Josephus and other Roman
Are you
historians, right?
religious? Are you a religious person?
No.
He reads a lot.
Oh, okay.
So like,
Lots.
So there we go.
so
Yeah.
like, there's historians, Roman historians who we trust with everything else that say Jesus existed, Pontius Pilate killed Jesus, and all those kinds of things. What if you brought Jesus back though? Because a lot of people, think back in historicity and are like, maybe Jesus was. No, the Jewish faith doesn't believe Jesus. They believe Jesus was a holy man, but not the Messiah, right? Like he didn't have, he turned water into wine, or like all those kinds of things that all happen in the New Testament. So what if you brought Jesus back and you found out that maybe they were right? Like Jesus comes back and he's just a dude and he's actually delusional. Like some people think Jesus was just totally delusional.
He's a magician.
But then, like, how would you get people to believe that, right? Like, so here's my thing. No one knows what Jesus looks like.
Right. Oh, the people
got
would be
it.
very surprised with
We've
the way
got
Jesus
at
looks.
least-
He looked like it's orange. Like
We've
he'd
got
be
it-
like super short and kind of orange colored. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
He's a Jew in the desert. I mean, it's a million years ago. Anyway, go.
Well, all I'm saying is it
At
would
least.
be easier to convince the world that Paul Walker was back because you just put him right back into the filming of Fast 7. You're good to go.
It would definitely be more important to bring Paul Walker back than Jesus.
He would.
Christ.
Let's put it this way.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
Who
Yeah.
do you think would draw more at the box office?
Honestly, I think that if Jesus
PWers.
Christ came back, the world would probably end. But
You continue to disappoint
When
me
Jesus
throughout
Christ
course
came
of
back
this
from the dead.
podcast.
And
And I'm a fan of Paul Walker, but I mean, dude.
Here's what I'm
Hey,
gonna say.
man.
I'm going in a different direction.
Where you going with this?
Than where
Please,
you guys are doing
break
yours.
this up.
I would.
Jesus Christ comes back to throw one bachelor party. Sorry,
In
continue.
Fast and the Furious 14. That's where we'd be if Paul Walker was still alive, by the way.
what I'm
See, that's a world that we're living.
From your mouth to God's ears.
Anyway, please keep going.
I'm going, I get to go back and watch what happens when this person comes back from the dead. I want to bring back from the dead, as soon as he dies, John F. Kennedy. So the assassination.
as soon as he dies,
So you guys are bringing Jesus.
he's in the hospital in Dallas and he comes back.
Exactly, and he's fine.
It's like, what the
Exactly, he's fine. Like he's a complete human being. Everything's fine. And then it picks up, and we see. But I get to watch as an observer, like the Watcher in Marvel Comics,
Yeah,
to
cool.
see what happens in that what if universe. You know what I mean? What is the course of American history and Vietnam and everything else with him
Vietnam probably escalates.
not dead?
I don't know. I mean,
That's a good one.
that is a good one. It's a very
It's a really good one because he was a fucking hell of a president and a decent person. That was eloquent.
I just in a selfish way, like when we've talked about this before, we talked about it on a conversation with Colin, which was like, one of the most annoying things that ever happened in history to me is Jack Ruby killing Lee Harvey Oswald. That fucking infuriates me. Like every time I see that footage, I'm like, what? Like the history and all of the knowledge of what happened just died, collapsed on that fucking floor because this idiot. This low-level mobster walks up to him and fucking shoots him, and because that we'll never know. Like one of the great mysteries in American history was totally, he fucking ruined it. So I don't want to bring Lee Harvey Oswald back. He's a fucking defector and a traitor, and obviously all those things, a murderer. But that's certainly one of the great unsolved mysteries because of that one event.
Do you think that was the linchpin in the cover-up, though?
I mean, that's what
Without
indicates that
that
there was a cover.
testimony, that we would know what happened. I mean, you know how much other evidence has surfaced over the years that has been squashed by the FBI and the CIA and all that shit.
Yeah, but all there's all
That would have been squashed too. I mean, that would have been handled.
But there was congressional, like all the conflicting congressional reports. I think there was a congressional report right afterwards, or in the early 70s, that said there wasn't a second shooter, that it wasn't a conspiracy. And then in the 80s, and they do another one, and they said there probably
Zapruder
wasn't.
film, all that
Yeah,
shit.
and they were like, there was a second shooter. Like,
Yeah.
there is a conspiracy.
But you feel that was the one moment in time
we
that
know-
would have solved the puzzle.
From X.
Well, I just feel
feels-
like if you have the shooter alive, then he's gonna
He was already talking.
No,
I'm
they
a
would've
patsy.
fucking
I'm a
handled him
patsy.
too.
He would have given you breadcrumbs to go in the direction to raise the conversation.
yeah.
Spoilers. We know from X-Men: Days of Future Past though that he was a mutant. So
Is that true in that movie?
spoilers.
Lee Harvey Oswald's a mutant.
No,
Kennedy's
Kennedy's a mutant.
Kennedy's mutant. Oh, that's bad. I wish
He's
the
an
answer
alien.
was
I
Jack
hate to break it
Ruby
to
was a
you.
mutant. That would have been awesome if Jack Ruby.
All right,
was a mutant.
so we've covered. Who'd you bring back? You brought back somebody.
JFK.
JFK.
Literally the thing we're talking about.
That's topic one. Listen, you make strong fucking.
You were the one
fashions,
pouring
bro.
straight bourbon into our glasses for the last
Well,
2
because
hours.
honestly, it's the only way that I can spend time with you people is if I'm fucking lit. Oh.
Well,
it's not.
another
It's not a
bottle.
nice. Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
how Tim does it. He does it with Quaaludes.
No. But it is delicious. Everything that you have in front of me is delicious. I would say, honestly, I got nothing right now.
Would you guys? Is there anybody that you personally know
Oh yeah.
that like jumps to mind?
Like
Okay, so
grandfather.
that's good. I mean, the obvious choices are like, my mom
Yeah.
or something personal, but I unselfishly wouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a real selfish move.
Sure.
That would affect only me. And probably piss her off because she was like, oh, I was so happy. I was bathing in the light. And then you brought me back and now I'm old again.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to do that to her or, whatever. So I would say, fuck, JFK's a really good one.
You're welcome.
How do you top JFK?
Abraham Lincoln.
Jesus.
No, I don't really know. About
Dude, Abraham Lincoln's a fascinating one, though.
It is because
that
there's
was
a lot of mixed reports on him, and
But I feel like he would have. It's the same way I feel about a few presidents back in the day. Without term limits in the 1860s, he probably would have been president 4 or 5 times. Like 4 or 5 terms.
Yeah.
So that would have changed everything. It's the same way with FDR.
He'd be like a dictator almost, and it would actually help the country.
That's the way I felt about. I almost feel that way about Clinton. You could see even after Lewinsky, he was still popular. Gore didn't really suffer because of him, so he probably would have been president at least for one more term. So there's all those weird things if these FDR died right after he was elected the 4th time, and that gave us Truman and all those kinds of things, which changed. I don't know. That kind of stuff's really interesting to me. FDR was the reason we have that amendment.
And the reason is FDR.
Good. Hoobastank.
Yeah,
Really?
thank you. And the reason is
What
FDR.
if?
That's how you know the podcast has got
What if
too
we
long.
brought back a popular theorist, or not necessarily a political figure, but like a Freud or a Jung?
That'd be awesome.
Einstein.
How would that? Einstein.
No? Sorry.
Well, I mean, Einstein, we've been continuing on his theories, right? We've been
Yeah.
enhancing them, and we've been improving on them. But what about something? I don't know, theory driven or sociologically driven.
I always wonder. I've always
not
talked.
politically
I've
driven.
talked about this in the show before. I've always wanted to bring Benjamin Franklin to current present day and show him all the crazy shit we got.
What about Tesla?
He sucks.
Tesla sucks.
Tesla sucks.
He's all in bed with
He
the
created
oatmeal.
direct current. No, he created AC. He created AC. It's the one thing that we all run on.
That's true. Okay, he's cool.
Yeah, Ben Franklin, just because he was such a fucking OG,
Ben Franklin's an actual fucking dick.
he's also really smart.
He's fucking hella smart. It's an OC.
Hella
Hey, he's OG.
No, OC. Where are we now? San Francisco.
NorCal.
NorCal. Yeah.
The Bay, the city by the Bay.
Yeah, so you've got
Denver.
Tesla, and then you've got Ben Franklin, and Ben Franklin was more of a DC, and then you got Tesla was an AC, right? Alternating current.
I know what you're saying. I don't know who which would be which.
Anyway, continue your thought.
No, that's okay. Great. That's a great. I mean, Greg did bring that up in the past, just with Franklin. Just because he was such an OG inventor and had his hands on everything, he was such a Renaissance man.
Think of how he would flip the fuck out at the kites we have.
No, yeah, that's definitely that's why he was interested in kites, was just for the kites themselves.
He was like, guys, look, you don't get it. You put it up there, and then there's wind.
Mr. Franklin, I have
there's
all the
wind.
world's knowledge at my fingertips in the palm of my hand. Dope, but I gotta see this kite.
Take me to Christie Field right now and show me the dudes that are blazed out flying kites. I need to see this.
The Kite Runner. Loved it.
Not what I thought it was going to be.
A lot of
really
rape
good movie,
and
though.
weird Indian shit going on, but I love the title.
Wow.
Was that too much?
No.
It's a podcast. I don't know.
No,
what
we're
can I say? What can I not say? I don't know. Cheers to that.
Complete immunity.
Cheers to that.
One more time.
Cheers.
You're out of Coca-Cola.
I am.
Tonight. Straight in.
Is that it, Gregory?
And when Tim's out of Coca-Cola, that's the end of the
That's all
Game
she
Over
wrote.
Reggie show. Thank you all for joining us right now. Remember, it goes very simply. Every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather around this table above a guy with some kind of nasal problem. We each bring a random topic of conversation for your amusement. If you like that, you can get the full show as an MP3 every Friday at GameOverGreggy.bandcamp.com for $1. If we're not worth that dollar, you go to YouTube.com/GameOverGreggy. The next week, every day, it's broken out topic by topic until the whole show posts on Fridays. One big episode.
I remember all that shit. It's kind of impressive.
We just made it all up, and then I've had 30 weeks
And it's
now to
just
say
so
over and over
ingrained in your
again.
fucking psyche
Buy
at this
shirts at
point, you know?
districtlines.com/GameOverGreggy.
Sure, we don't sell that
I know.
shit.
Don't buy the Gone Home shirt there. You go to the Gone Home store. Gone Home's a great
And
game.
remember, kids, nasal rinse.
Yeah,
Medipot, sinus rinse, whatever you got going on.
Medipot.
Just take care of your sinus cavities. I think is really an important lesson.
Important.
tonight.
It's essential.
Yeah, it really is.
Dameon, thank you for coming. This has been enjoyable. I enjoy you.
On a scale of 1 to 10, like seriously, don't sugarcoat it.
859.
I'll take it. I was really thinking 4 or 3 was coming.
Oh my God! No, this has been
I
great.
swear to God.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for joining us. It's been a pleasure all day. I've had your company.
I do think you're sexy.
Everyone, follow him on Twitter. It's been live across the screens here.
I think you're a good man.
He's in Borderlands
I like this
2.
hand
He's
thing
in
we got
Tales from
going
the
on.
Borderlands.
You have
series.
soft
He's
hands like
in-
I
I do.
Borderlands
I'm
the
a
Pursuit.
girly-handed man.
Soft hand.
I'm not a fan of manual
Tim,
labor.
are you wearing a TMNT bandage on your finger?
No, I'm wearing one that says "Don't ask" on my middle finger. Didn't
Awesome.
mean to do that. But.
What happened is I went to a white elephant gift party at Dave Fenoy's house, and I ended up with these drunk people bandages. So they're all like shit show and don't ask and all these. And I'm out of the normal band-aids, so that's what you had to
What
use
does
today.
it fucking mean? I'm sorry, I'm out of the loop, man.
Don't ask.
Don't
It just
ask.
says
It's
don't
like-
ask.
it's like-
Come
it's
What
on.
like-
happened to your
thing,
finger?
like-
Don't
No,
ask.
no.
ask,
It's
don't
like
tell,
they're in like
No,
a
I'm serious.
No, I know you are. They're like basically like if you saw somebody on the street with the wound, it would say don't ask. So don't
Like,
ask
what'd
them
you do
how
with
you
your
got.
finger?
Yeah, how did you
What'd
hurt
you do with your
yourself?
finger?
Yeah.
Just don't ask.
But it is Donatello colored.
It is not. It does look
I
like
saw the
TMNT.
NT.
How did you cut your hand?
I tried picking up the camera outside, and like you saw me, I had my hands full, and you're like,
says don't
"Hold on,
ask."
Tim." But before then, I like scraped
And
it.
just cut your little porcelain skin up.
Yes,
Beautiful
Alright.
baby doll skin.
supple porcelain.
Yes.
It's like a 12-year-old girl.
it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been our pleasure to serve you. We'll see you next week.
You always get the chords wrong.
Wake up late for school. You don't want to go.
Why did I agree to do
I don't know. A lot of people ask themselves that question.